question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. Take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling
What's going on, folks? Will Stewart here with another late night THFC rant show. If you haven't guessed, my name is Will Stewart. It's kind of obvious, I think. But what a freaking day! I don't know what to say. Woke up at 10 in the a.m., watched the game. I went back to sleep like almost right after it, man. Like, that was one of the worst Tottenham Hotspur games I think I've watched in a long time. Look, it didn't start out bad. The goal from Bentancur, I was like, all right, here we go. All right, yeah. And then the wheels fell off. What do we say? What do we say? Like the stream right now if you think Eric Dyer needs to get the sack. Make sure you subscribe as well. Like the stream even if you don't think Eric Dyer needs to get the sack. But yeah, who we got in the chat today? We are streaming on both channels, WillStewart365 and Tottenham Away. So make sure that you're subscribed to both channels, if not. And yeah, I don't know how the stream's gonna go tonight, how much football talk there's gonna be. I don't know how much football there is to talk about. So I don't know what this stream will run into towards the end of the time, but we'll do it as long as people want to do it. Well, no, that's not true. Until I'm bored of doing it. So make sure you've liked the stream. Hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every single time that we go live, either on Tottenham Away or on WillStewart365. If it divulges into non-football related content, we will switch over to WillStewart365. I think that's going to be the new form going forward. And you won't have to do anything. If you're watching on Tottenham Away, the stream will automatically pop you over to the new one. So wherever you're watching, feel free to stick around. Make sure to throw in a super chat or super thanks if you're watching this after the fact or watching it right now. It really does help us continue to bring you guys. Well, I guess you could argue if it's good or not. But we bring you content. Nevertheless, hey, it can't be any worse than Spurs, right? At least today, anyway. Is the link to join the stream? Yeah, it's pinned to the top of both chats. Either WillStewart365 or Tottenham Way. Just look at the top. There's a little blue bar, and you can click that link and join the show. Let's say hello to the people in the chat before we bring the guests. Then we get Jammy Git. Big up, Mr. Jammy. A little bit of a jammy performance for us today. Don't know whose face winds me up more, Levy's or Dyer's. Probably just break my hand on Dyer's thick skull. That's probably too. He does have a big dome. And we got Orisham. This is Eric Dyer out. Yeah, it was pretty bad today. Dyer not the only one. Tanganga had a bit of a mare. Kind of an all-around bad performance from everybody, to be honest, with the except for Bentancur. You know, the front three were all pretty bad in my opinion. Wingbacks wise, I didn't think Perisic was any bit better than Porro. Like, I don't know why people are surprised. I watched Henry's stream earlier today, and he was shocked that Porro was a worse defender than Emerson Royal. I've only been saying that since we've been linked with him, but Porro is way better going forward. So those are the two trade-outs that you got. One's defensively minded, one's attacking. If you expected, you know, Pedro Porro to be anything other than like a Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't know why you had that expectation, but it's definitely not a defensive-minded. But there's that one on there. You can click that link there on Tottenham Away. Either one's fine. We got Mr. Elias is in the house, sitting in the back as well. We're going to be bringing the guests on here in a second, but exactly as per the title, what the heck was that last night? Well, I mean, for me, it was this morning. So, dude, I don't know what that was. Standard performance. I don't think that's a standard performance, dude. I've watched a lot of bad Tottenham games. And for me, today's may just take the cake. I mean, the overall team score, like you're talking about an overall, we've had some individual errors from individual people, but you want to talk about an overall bad performance from pretty much everyone on the pitch. I think today takes the cake. Right up there with Paco de Ferreira for me. Amir, big up Amir. What's going on, my friend? Roy, my man. It is breaking. I mean, you wrote bracking, that's why I read bracking, but I get what you mean. We got 안녕하세요, Will Hyung, Dyer, 너무 답답하네요. Yes, very frustrating, Mr. Dyer. 네, 맞습니다. Dyer가 어떡하죠? We got Graham in the house. Hi, Will, and Panel Levy out in it. Graham, I appreciate that you put your name after all the chats you put in, but by now, my friend, I know it's you. But thanks, love it. Nonetheless, we got Ron in the house. Big up Ron. Ron's looking swole in his photo there. I bet no one thought this outcome, but I clearly stated that Leicester won't be easy. Look, I didn't think Leicester was going to be a walk in the park, right? But I didn't think that we were going to get beat 4-1, right? Yeah, we did them 6-2 last time. I never imagined in my wildest dreams. Like, I thought we could lose, maybe like a 2-1 or something like that. Even when it was 2-1, but man, I never expected it. What do you pick up? Big T, BT, Pay Kim J, Jamie Gitt again. Elias again. Who else we got? Shaquille. Big up Shaquille. What's going on, my man? Cold shot. People will blame Conte and think Pedro sucks. Look, I don't think you can say Pedro sucks. I didn't think Pedro had a awful game. I mean, if he would have had, I think if Romero would have been there today, you're looking at a different set of events, probably. Can't guarantee that, but I think you can make an abductive case for it. We got reloads in the house again. Who else we got? Custom spoons, man. What's going on, man? Digging the gas mask. Who else we got? Beyond 72. Happy Valentine's Day massacre incoming. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that. Our midfield problems just got real. Like really real. Really real. 78 of you watching the show right now, make sure you have hit that like button already and subscribe to the channel that you're watching it on. Big up for Twitch too. If you are a Twitcher, we do Twitch as well. We do stream on Twitch as well. I think that one's THFCRants, and you can do that as well. But he says, want to offer a promotion of your channel, viewers, followers? No, we don't need chat pots. We don't need that. What else we got here? Zixiex. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, dude. We all know what happened when Romero's out. Dave's. Look, Tanganga for me, and we'll get into it when we start talking about the game, but that might be the only complaint that I have with Conte. And was it Conte's choice? I mean, Conte came back, what? Wednesday, Thursday? He was out there today, but he didn't take any of the press conferences, so I don't know what's up with that. We got Han Liebel here. Eric Dyer's skills are so difficult in the second division, but fans who have not known such facts are pathetic people who don't deserve to cheered. Could be. Eugene, big up, man. Tom, big up. Joe, big up, my man. Same old shit. Ain't it, mate? It is, Joe. Same old. I'm not even gonna give this one a try, dude. Rajaram, I can do the first one. The last name, You've got me, bro. You've got me. Give me Hangul any day and I can pronounce that just fine, but I'm not even gonna attempt that. Big up Steak, I see you in the back, my man. Who else we got? Harry Jackson, big up, dude. Sun was so bad again, dude. Stop the agenda, bro. It wasn't any worse than any of the front three, so. William McKenzie's in the house. Michael, big up, Michael. Why are you still awake, bro? Who is defending Levy? I don't know. 2:27 in the AM for a minute. Thanks for staying up, LA 007. Still pissed. Big up to yourself. Tricky One, what's going on, man? A lot of people in the chat today. There's 87 of you watching now. Make sure you've hit that like button. There should be at least, 50, 60 likes by now. We only got 27 over there on Tottenham Away. That's a bit low, man. You got 54 of you watching over on Tottenham Away right now. There needs to be at least 50 likes. Smash the like button already. Sarah Race. You guys are killing me with the names tonight. Morlar. Big Joseph Monahan, big up, my man. Dub Nation, 21M, big up, dude. Wayne, big up, Wayne. A user, Che Lovera. What's going on, man? Hey, Will, from the overrun in the midfield, now we have the Stellini in, Conte out. Our fan base is childish, but Stellini was kind of in charge of the game today, wasn't he, though? I mean, he's definitely in charge of training for most of the time. Alex, big up Alex. Gork, Hallie Beats, big up, my man. If you got some cool beats you want us to feature, let me know. Gene D is in the house. I think we're caught up now with at least shouting out everybody who's in the chat now. So let's start bringing in some guests in the order of which they were popped into the back. If I can find their names, should be fun. Gotta pause on that one first. Boop. I wonder what excuses this guy's gonna make tonight for his man and his legend. He had 2 key passes. Everybody in the chat, show your love for the man, Dietrich Kane. I just gotta leave the music up. We can't hear you when I got the music. What's going on, man?
No, I'm good. You?
I'm good. What are your thoughts on the game, man? You were a little mad this morning. If you had some time to calm down or get more angry, I don't know. But tell us what you thought.
I took some screenshots so we can talk about the game and talk about my best friend Eric Dyer, because I'm gonna slate this guy. I hope he breaks his ankle soon enough. And Kulusevski, the next person that defends this guy, I'm gonna lose my shit. He is not good this year. People slate.
No, he's been pretty bad since he came back from injury.
People slate Son and Kane, but Kulu ain't better. Not even close. I don't know what he's good at, except just being tall and just be a fans loving him. But he's shit.
Yeah. But let's grab the next. What?
And Perisic sucks. I don't want to hear it. Says Perisic, same shit.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. Let's bring in the next guest, though. Coming in from Malaysia. Stepping it up. Spurs didn't step it up today, though, buddy. Everybody in your comments, show your love for Elias. What's up, Elias? How you doing today, man?
I just couldn't sleep. I think I had few nightmares of goals going into our goals. And I woke up literally, like, I'm not joking, seriously, man. The whole night I was actually thinking about goals.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't you defend Dyer in the past?
I did.
Hey, at the time, Dyer might have been playing well, right? Look, hey, the guy's allowed to readdress his positions here, right?
No, I hope he changes. I hope it changes his opinion about him.
I only defended Dyer when he played well, but when he screwed up, I have never defended Dyer, just for the record.
Okay, that's
Yeah, let's bring in the next guest on the night from I think he's on he's in East Coast with me, so he didn't have to get up super early. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know him, you love him. Big up, Michael's in the house.
What's
What's going
guys?
on,
How's it
Mike?
going? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, brother.
Fantastic.
What were your thoughts, buddy?
Man, this team is more bipolar than my ex. I fucking swear to God, man. Jesus.
Big up the X.
Oh my goodness. Like, you know, at 1 week you beat the champions, you have a good performance, and the next you're like, you know, you can't stop a nosebleed against Leicester. Just absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
By the way, Mike, I heard your We Are Tottenham TV performance. For the first time in my life, I agreed with 100% everything you said for the first time. So I just want to say that.
Hey, there you go. That's one good thing that happened today.
Like, listen, you know, I'm gonna say this. It's not my original idea. I got it from Stel from also Tottenham Away, and I agree with his assessment. It is on the fans to have accepted mediocrity of this club. You know, for the people who live in London, who went to protest and do their best to make their concerns addressed to the board, and people were slagging them off, making them social media fodder, and then accepting, you know, this dross performance. Well, you get what you deserve. That's all I have to say. In terms of the football itself, dude, like, what do you expect? There's no natural center backs on the pitch. Like 0 out of 3. None of them are natural. Like, Davies is a converted left back. Tanganga is a converted right back. Dyer's a converted midfielder. Like 0. So when I saw Dyer get spun around, beaten for pace, he let the guy cut inside. You're never supposed to, like, a natural defender would never let never let Iheanacho cut inside. And he's like, "Well, here's the goal. Go ahead, buddy." It was dreadful.
The worst part, Iheanacho is left-footed, and you let him shoot with his favorite foot.
He was supposed to push him off to the side, away from the center of the goal. Dude didn't even get that right. It's like defending 101. If you want to clatter him, you had time to do it outside of the box. You weren't even on a card at the time. Where's the situational awareness? Defender, one-on-one defender is safety first. Don't get beat. Well, he's 0 for 2. So this is like the worst Tottenham defense I've seen in, like, oh my God. This has to be the worst
it was pretty bad for sure. But let's bring in the next guest. He's only got one thing on his mind, regardless, win or lose. All he's about is the steak. I made myself a nice steak salad today. You know, we're on the diet. We're getting fit. But bring him in from the UK, staying up late with us tonight. Steak.
That performance against Leicester was shambolic. And Dyer's fraud, as he always is. No one on that pitch played well at all. And that's it.
You know, it is what it is, man. I suppose. But we got one more guest to bring in. So let's bring in the next guest. I have no idea what this sound is going to be, so we'll just do this one. First time caller to this show, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's definitely been on Tottenham Away shows in the past. But let's bring him in. Shaquille's in the house. What's going on, Shaquille?
Hi, thanks for letting me in. Nice to meet everyone.
You're welcome. You got the twerk music, man.
Nice. I like it.
That's my twerk soundtrack.
Great. It looks like most of the people today are from US. I'm also from Raleigh, so East Coast. I just want to say one thing about today's performance. I mean, everybody's gonna like blast the team for sure. Nobody's gonna be good enough. Everybody's gonna get 2s and 3s out of 10. But I really think the main problem is defense. Like half decent defense doesn't concede the second goal. Davis plays that long ball, and then there is just single pass that cuts through the middle of the defense and the players on goal. That shouldn't be happening. And then, of course, the third goal, we all know, like, what is Dyer doing there? So I think the team is probably not as bad as we're going to call it tonight. But I think the main issue is keeping, it's the back line, basically. Defense and goalkeeper. That's, like, the main problem we have here.
Yeah, it's tough, but let's kind of go around the panel, I guess, today, and we'll give our worst man of the match. So we like to keep it positive on the show. Dietrich, who is your worst man of the match on the night?
When you say worst man, is man one person or can it be multiple person?
The worst, the most worst.
Dietrich picks on.
That's what worst means, right? Like worst can't mean like if you're the worst, it just literally means the worst, right? Like I can't. There can't be two people can't be worst.
No, because there was one bad and they were equally shit. So I think it means like it at the end. Okay, we're gonna say Dyer.
I agree.
Eric Dyer was worst.
Yeah.
Elias, who'd you have as worst?
I agree with Dietrich's. Eric Dyer was worst last night.
Dyer. Michael, who's your worst?
Let's say, hey, Will, let's some time here. And who doesn't think Dyer was the worst performer today?
I don't think Dyer was the worst. He was really bad, but I think Boro and Tanganga were really bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were both really bad.
You can't really hate Poro though.
Okay.
I mean, it's his first match. That's fine, but he was sleeping everywhere. What is he doing?
Okay, can I give one opinion about Perot? First of all, it's his first game. Second of all, he's a wing back in a counter system, which it means he should cross and bounce forward. And unfortunately, he has a donkey at the back that can't even freaking close down the space and cover his man. So he had to defend. And that's not his job. Even Will looked at his stats, everyone knows he's not a defender. So why people imagine that we have Hakimi in defense? He's a forward, he's not a defender.
But you shouldn't be slipping and sliding and leaving your man. Like even if you're not.
He's not even his man. It's Tanganga and Dyer that are leaving their man. His man is still like in defense. He had to help out, and that's why he got skinned so many times. Just look back at the goals and you're gonna see it's not his fault.
I mean, the goals are not necessarily his fault, but I don't think he did anything in the game.
Yeah, because like almost every player, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think a bit Boro is getting a bit of unnecessary criticism around. But however, despite the fact that I feel that he's criticized unnecessarily, I do think that yes, as a wingback, your job is not only to attack, you have to defend a bit as well. It is why you are called a wingback, not a winger. So, but I think it was his first game, and for the first game, he played very well. There were 1 or 2 errors, but I think for a player who just came in, it's acceptable. You can actually take it. But I don't think Poro was like anywhere near the worst. He had some good runs, really, I feel.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think Dyer was the worst for me. If you really want me to be honest, I thought Tanganga was worse than Dyer.
How?
They were there like
No.
I disagree.
So what's the criteria?
Well, I mean, this is his opinion now. I haven't pulled up I don't even, to be honest with you, I looked at it earlier today, but I don't remember who had a worse SOFA score rating.
If Dyer has a rating higher than 3, I don't know.
Of course, he's got a rating higher than 3. That's how SofaScore works. Like the lowest, lowest rating I've ever seen is like 5 something, maybe like a 4.9.
Yeah, but he deserves newest low, right? Newest low rating.
I think they were here and there, but I'm pretty sure if I say Tanganga, some people are gonna come at me.
But the reason why I picked Tanganga was because the way he was getting twisted and burnt when they were coming down that left-hand side, our right-hand side, which is where they did a lot of their transition from.
And I think he's the
Didn't
reason
help.
for it.
Like if Poro's getting pushed up high up the pitch, you know, he's got to stay, right? He can't be 5, 6, 7 yards ahead of Dyer. You know what I mean? He's gotta be more in line, tuck more inside, right? And not having to turn backwards across his body. Like that one dude, he got twisted. I haven't seen a defender get twisted like Tanganga did in that, was the second goal, maybe third goal.
Second
Second goal.
The one that what's his name? Inacho took his time on the goal. That twist was pretty bad. That was worse than Tanganga.
Yeah.
And you talk about Tanganga. This is where I have my issues with Conte. Why would you play someone like him against Leicester? That was pretty idiotic from him.
Yeah, look, I mean, and that's my only that was my only really complaint was why pick Tanganga? And was this, if this was the plan all week, is that really Conte and not
Stellini.
I was gonna say Shitlini, but Stellini. You know, who made that decision? Because like if I'm Conte and I'm coming back and I'm sick and it's like, nah man, you've been working on him. Like this is what I would do, right? Like I'll be there, I'll give you my opinion, but you've been working with him all week. That's your business this week, and then I'll take over, you know. Because he had like, Conte was what, 2 days, right? Back.
Around 2 days.
So I don't think he's making, you know, changing up everything that was going on that Ryan Mason and Stellini were doing all week. So I think it's a bit harsh to throw Conte under the bus already. Yeah, he was on the pitch. Yeah, he should have, if he had seen things that were going on, he should have
Actually, I mean Stellini, my bad. Not Conte, Stellini.
step in and make some changes. But yeah, man, I don't know why they didn't go with Sanchez, because Sanchez had been on decent form, right? You had Preston, you had you know, the short amount of time that he came on after Romero got sent off, and he didn't look bad. And I think we probably see two. I don't necessarily think we win if we have Sanchez tonight, but I think we probably see 1 or 2 less goals conceded.
Can I give an opinion?
Honest.
Would you think it's a bit? Would you guys play Emerson if you can go back a right side center back if Sanchez wasn't feeling good? Let's say.
I would probably change out Tanganga and Poro and put Sanchez Emerson.
Langley Davinson.
I mean, you got to go with Sanchez in the Champions League, for sure.
Well, we can play Langley.
Romero will be back.
Direct.
Yeah, where was Langley today too? Like,
Yeah, I
look,
would have played Langley over Dyer.
anybody who wants to make excuses for Ben Davies now can.
But did you
chat
see
me
Langley?
up. Look,
Did you see Langley mistake versus City? That's why he's not his mistake against City. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was a weird touch that came off his hip. Like it wasn't even a kick, dude. Like,
But still, man, you're a professional footballer. You should know how to control a ball.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, dude. Because I said that on the show after that game that I didn't really blame him for that touch, to be honest with you. You know, but look, even now, even with stuff like that, he's a lot more solid. You know, and that wasn't a quick transition where he was the only one back on, like, I think it was a set piece, right? Come over the top of his shoulder. He looked left, looked right, and it bounced off his hip. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do in that instance, right?
So the reason I don't blame Tanganga as much as I blame Dyer is because Dyer is the center back, right? You are the most insulated person on the pitch. Either back, right? And then the back you all the time, like the left and the right side. You have two center backs, so you can't get beaten if you keep the person in front of you and you're good aerially, which Dyer's not poor aerially, then you should be in relatively good shape. But you can't get beaten on the one-on-ones. You cannot get beaten on the one-on-ones. And he consistently either gets beaten for pace or he gets beaten by, by skill. Like Iheanacho was walking Dyer. He walked him. He didn't beat him for pace. He walked him. He showed him where the goal was, and he slotted it into the corner. Like this is defending 101. You cannot get it wrong. And I think Stellini was in charge of the tactics this week because you would see Dyer push up. You would see Dyer push up into the defensive midfield, right, to kind of support the midfield and to press either Madison. I think it was Madison, the 10.
I think it was Madison.
Press or Iheanacho. And when he was pushed out of position, when you're pushed out of position, you're leaving Tanganga exposed. Tanganga on that third goal was chasing down Dyer's hole that he left. So positionally, it just wasn't good. He doesn't have the pace to cover. So when you get beat and you don't have positional awareness, you're toast.
I mean, because so Wayne, I think Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Wayne's a Leicester fan. Yes. Do you think that the 4-1 flattered you? No, I don't. No, we got hit on counterattacks and set pieces, right? For the most part, it's not like, it was long balls over the top that were just targeting the defenders. Quick, right? One touch, long ball into the front line, boom. I don't think that you necessarily broke his.
It should have been 5-1.
Well, no, that was offsides. It really was offsides. He was
I'm just saying there was a distinct possibility if the game went on any longer, they were going to score again. Tottenham had zero shot at scoring. Zero. Like, I think 4-1 is a fair scoreline. Do I think it flattered us? No. Should it have been 5-1? Probably.
I think it should have been 5-1.
Not to mention that goal that Bentancur
No, it was off. It wasn't even close.
Very fortunate.
The offsides call, we've had far closer offsides. Like, if you guys remember when Son's toenail was offsides, they brought the goal back. It was a good, 5-6 inches offsides. So,
but he's asking if it flattered us, and I think if you ask me if we ever had another shot, like a legitimate shot at scoring again, besides the one probably Son chance that he should have passed off to Kane, that's really it.
Yeah, the Kane one too, where he should have passed the Son as well.
And Kulusevski's bad pass from Poro.
Yeah, Kulusevski should have scored there as well.
Perisic 1-on-1.
Yeah, we had some opportunities. None of them were real high, but in fact, if you look at the stats, the big chances throughout the game there weren't any. There was like one for each team, I think. So, they were just really clinical with their finishing. One of the goals, the one that was kind of slow and on the ground, that's Fraser Foster's fault. I think he's got to get it. And look, man, this is why I tell you guys all the time, right? That I go with the numbers and I don't get emotional. And, like after Hugo was, playing like crap and people said he needs to get sat. Same reason why I don't want to sit Son, right? And I don't want to sit Hugo and I don't want to sit Romero is because just because you've been playing poor in the past doesn't mean you're going to play poor in the future. And when it comes down to when you're going to pick the team, you got to pick the best player on the day. Not the person the best informed, but the best quality. You know what I mean? Yeah. Games can happen.
The quality just isn't there, Will.
Right, that's what I'm saying though. Like people were calling for Poro or for Hugo Lloris to be sat, and when they force her, can't do any worse. Well, fucking yes, he can.
You know what?
You have it today.
I don't. You know what? I don't think today was Forster's fault. I think he was left out to dry by that defense. I genuinely do.
Can I share my screen and like we go after the goals and we can see Forster being an idiot, if possible?
Do you know Foster got the lowest rating on SofaScore?
Yeah, 5.8. But that's because every time a goalkeeper concedes, they lose points. But I mean, he did. There was one of those 4 goals that I do definitely blame on Forster. Let's add it. Just don't show any wiener pics.
No.
Oh yeah.
So this is the first goal, as you guys can see.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me how. So tell me how the hell, who defends like that, first of all? And why is Darius the last man behind? Aren't you supposed to be here?
He's trying to cover the...
Well, I mean, okay, so the first goal, I don't blame on anybody, right? This was a Bentancur header that came out.
Perisic should have closed him down.
I blame
it was a
Perisic.
rocket. Hold on, no, wait. When you watch it back, Bentancur's header came out. Perisic tried to close him down, and the dude launched a rocket at 90 miles. It was a beautiful strike.
Yeah, that's unstoppable shot for sure. That's.
I think Perisic had another at least second and a half to close down that.
Like, do not go to ground. Do not go to ground. Like, go in front of the ball.
And then
when you saw the speed of that shot, his head was about to come off.
I don't care. I don't care.
Too, man. That's
I don't care. Go in front of the ball.
Dude. It's called reflexes, man. You can't control that stuff.
On the first goal, Perisic made a business decision.
Yeah, he did.
A business decision.
100%.
Okay, now in this second goal, didn't Harry Kane give the ball away right before this?
No. Let's start. Davis gave him a bad pass, which you can see the defender closing him down. So in this situation, you would either pass it to him or this guy. But he made the wrong decision. And what is Dari doing? Now covering this guy here.
Well, no, but hold on. Freeze.
No, this is
Tanganga's
fault. He's off.
Yeah,
his line is completely off, bro. No. He is 10 yards behind.
I know. But here is Davis is right there. Davis is right there, close to him. So it's both their fault. But this guy, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
That's what I
told you. Because he made the false
moving up.
He made the false forward.
You should never move up in this situation. You see the midfield not moving up, you don't move up. Stay close to your man.
Will, I told you, Dyer was pushed up.
Yeah. You never push up in this situation. Either him, he pushes up, the one here, but this guy should be next to him.
He should at least be goal side of that guy.
Yeah, and then when you go up, he gets the pass, and look at it.
Like I said, Tanganga was pushed to take Dyer's
and
man.
then Davis, instead of
you can't really get on Davis, man. Look, it's Dyer. This is definitely a Stellini tactic. This is not a Conte tactic, right?
I know, but at times you have to make.
This is a Ryan Mason Stellini tactic right here, dude. Mike's right.
I know, but like you don't make that. You don't make that jump and leave.
Look, if Dyer, this is easy to fix. If Dyer's goal side of that guy, this play never happens. Because then Tanganga doesn't have to come through.
And then we get here, and it's a goal. And what is? Please tell me, since when does a keeper run like that? I've never seen it in my life.
Oh, he's pissing himself right now. There's a guy in 9 yards of space in the box. Right.
Shoot anywhere and it goes in, except right in front of them.
Here comes goal number 3, or is this 2? I can't remember.
2, and now there's number 3.
Okay.
Since when defending 1-on-1, you know he's left-footed, you close down his left foot. When what he does, he leaves in all the space, cut in on your left, take the shot. And then what happens? Look at his back.
Yeah, this is the one Dyer got twisted.
He got twisted. Yeah. And then he had 3 opportunities to close his man, and look at him.
Yeah,
and the goal.
This is the problem.
And look at the goal.
This is the one that was like on the floor, right? Yeah. This guy, he should have stopped this one. This is the one I blame on Forster. Hugo saves this one 9 out of 10 times in my opinion.
Forster is not even in the middle of the net, so if he dragged the shot, he went in. But it went close to his near post, and he couldn't save that.
It's technically far post, but yeah, he was cheated over that way, and it was a slow shot too. It wasn't on pace. He should have.
This one should have been saved.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
should have. He should have stopped that one, in my opinion.
Dude,
then
Dyer
there's the-
should not let that shot go. He should not have let him cut in. Like, dude.
No, that's
everything
true.
leading
But
towards
once the
that was
shot does get
friggin'
through, I don't disagree that
goal.
Dyer. I don't disagree that Dyer is, completely got twisted in this particular goal. But once you do get twisted, the goalkeeper's got to do better too. Otherwise, we don't need a goalkeeper, right? So.
And then look at the fourth goal. What is Papa Sarr doing here? And Son in midfield. Where's the
Son's
logic?
dropping back. He's supposed to drop
Yeah,
back.
no, but he's supposed to be here. And what is Son doing here? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the defensive organization was all over.
Yeah.
the
I think
place.
it's
And then-
I'd have to see the build up to this one.
It was a counter. They took
It
them
was a
on the
counter, yeah.
counter. And if there's
Well, they pretty much all were counters.
yeah, they were pretty much all counters. And
yeah. So bro, when it's
The defense
counter,
was
the
never
midfield,
set.
And
the
why
midfield is
is
supposed to stay behind.
Dyer not like, if you look at the line here, why is he not close to the line, like making him offside? Why is he still here? Of course, he doesn't have any fucking
Well,
idea
because
what
he's
he's
been burnt like 3 times a day. you start to cheat when you've been burnt. You know what I mean?
And then, no, sorry. Look at Højbjerg. He's running here, and how does it come to there? Doesn't make any sense once again. And why is this guy all alone? Davis ain't supposed to be close to him, technically.
Dyer just hesitates, man, because he's
Well, yeah,
scared.
and-
Like I said, he
and
doesn't want to
hesitates.
get beat.
And look, not even trying to make himself big. And it goes near post. Look at this idiot. You can't
I'd have to
be
see
this-
the pace on that fourth one. Because to be honest with you, after 3-1, when it got into like the last 10 minutes,
No, but-
I was like listening and watching, but I wasn't watching. If you know what I mean,
Yeah,
I was
but-
more texting. You guys are the group.
Well, you played keeper as a youngster. Since when do you jump like that?
I don't know why he's that far off his line in the first place.
Yeah,
I-
it's another one.
Exactly. And then
Because
look
you
at
have
him,
defenders here.
and look at him blaming everyone like always, and it's his fault.
No, he's just imitating Madison. You see?
It's like he's giving. Look, who's that?
He's celebrating
looks
two of
like looks like Ben Davies is about to give him a high five. 2 hands up. There you
Is
go.
it Madison?
We just showed 2 goals where Foster for shit. I call him for shit. Supposed
Bro,
to
by
save
the way,
his.
bro, you took the screenshots of all those things. Where are all those passes that Kane lumped?
Yeah. No, Kane didn't play well. I'm not gonna lie, but this is a defensive mistake,
No, it's
and
not
we have conceded
Hey.
defensive
35.
mistakes, yes. But it's not
Yeah.
that it played well. A lot of these counterattacks came from him giving the ball away in the middle of the park.
Exactly.
No.
Actually,
The-
yeah.
the-
No, bro. It was it was the case actually. If you look at
Kane
the game,
played
he
bad,
gave away
yeah.
the ball a bit too many times in the middle of the park. Like, I mean,
Well,
I
he's-
admire Kane for his passing as well to a certain extent, but today he was poor actually. He gave away the ball a bit too many times.
His passing hasn't
Because-
been good all year, dude. People are living off of last year memories with Kane, which is fine.
I mean, when he has been good lah. But now it was
He's got
bad.
1 assist this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Son is not firing. And
No,
Cole's
yeah,
not
but hold on.
firing.
It's not just that, dude. His passing accuracy percentage is like lower than it's been in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
4
of course.
seasons.
Of course, it's gonna be lower, but when you have people marking you, of course it's gonna be low. You have to look at him.
People
They
always
put
want-
what's his name, the Belgium center back between him every second. So of course he's gonna lose the ball,
No, he's
lose
supposed to be Harry
possession.
Kane, dude. He's supposed to be the man.
Yeah, but at least
Like I
he
heard,
scored.
like who was it? Was LAEN? And big up LAEN. I'm gonna talk bad about you for a little bit. Not you personally, but the thing you said. Like that excuse with the ball coming into Kane. Oh, the ball was too hard. No, man, not at this level. There should be no pace of a pass that a world class striker can't control and bring down and get a good touch off of. Everybody always gives Son crap about his touch. Harry Kane's dude today was awful, but not to
Kulusevski's
pick
touch
on
was
him. He
awful,
was
too.
Kulusevski was awful.
Yeah,
Son was too. My only gripe for Son today was he was very indecisive. He was very hesitant, very late, making decisions late, which
Yeah.
cost us opportunities. like the Kane one.
I mean, that's a confidence thing, man. When you don't have your
Right.
wingback passing you the fucking ball when you're wide open, yes, I'd get pissed off too. Dude, the Conte system is neutering Son. It really is. And in the first I saw, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you've got to be kidding me.
But he
No,
scored
No, Mark
a lot of
Linwood,
goals last year.
you do not drop Son. There's no reason to drop Son after this game. He was not the worst of the three today. Right?
I wouldn't
Look,
drop.
this gotta stop. This
No.
you cannot drop a better player for a worse player. That is the dumbest possible thing that you could do.
We dropped Son for Forrester.
Right?
No.
You drop Lloris for Forrester, you look what happens. You drop Son for Richarlison, look what happened. There's no one that can play in this Conte system. I'm telling you right now, you take Son out and all the defensive duties that he's supposed to do as that left attacking midfielder die along with him. Don Yuma ain't doing it, Richarlison ain't doing it. Right?
But one thing
There's more to this system than people realize. And if you take Son out, right, even if he's not scoring, there's more to his game than just scoring goals, right? That's a big part. I know, well, that's all I care about, Will. But in a Conte system, that's half of his duty, right? It's a huge defensive role to defend in that 5-4-1.
But one thing I'm gonna ask Stellina and Conte to switch, play the 3-4-3, and put Kulu and Son at wing, and stop playing the midfield, the four in midfield. It just doesn't work with Son and Kulu.
You mean 4-4-2?
Four. No.
4-4-2?
The way we play the 3-4-2-1, I just hope we stop playing them as attacking mids and play them in the wing. That's
So
what
how's
I'm
that
asking.
gonna
We
work?
can't, though. We don't have any
Bro,
midfielders now. In
So
fact,
Son and Kulu as wing backs.
No, as pure wingers, not midfielders. They don't do the defensive role as they do now.
They're already
Just-
wingers right now.
They're
So
not
you're
wingers.
saying to shift from a 3-4-2-1 to 3-4-3, right?
Yeah.
No, he plays 3-4-3. Your
He
3-4-2-1
doesn't
would
play
be in like narrowed down midfielders. There won't be wingers. What
no,
you're
we play a
suggesting.
3-4-2-1. But
He plays
the midfielders, but we defend. So we attack in a 3-2-5. We defend in a 5-4-1, and we do a 3-4-2-1 in transition. Right?
Yep.
So, the system is very, very fluid.
Versatile.
Like you could see in the first half today too, the 5-4-1 defensive formation, right? You have Son and Kulusevski are supposed to drop back on the other side of the two midfielders, to make the two banks of four with the sweeper in the middle. And then in attack, you have, Kane is supposed to be high. Son and Kulu are supposed to be making runs in behind, and it's called the third man, right? So everybody knows what a 1-2 is, right? Who here doesn't know what a third man is? It's like a 1-2, but instead of with two people, it's with three people, right? So the ball comes from into Kane. Kane then passes it back to the midfield, and the midfield then plays in a guy, usually a wing back or an attacking mid, making a run, an overlap, right? That's how. If you watch the way that we transition, it's ball up, back, forward, right? Ball up, back, forward. It's called the third man. So that's why they do that. But for me today, man, it was Højbjerg had a bad game for me. Gave the ball away a ton for him. His normal. The front three, all of them were giving the ball away for. Kulusevski gave away the most, then Kane, then Son, but they were all bad for the amount of touches they had. But we'll bring up stats and take a look. So we're not
This
just
team
talking
cannot beat a press. They can't beat the press. It's really bad. It's awful.
We can't beat the press from bad teams. we can beat presses for good teams. We just can't beat them for bad teams.
I mean, we only beat one team in the top six. So if you look at the sample size, we can't beat the press. The sample size for not beating the press is significantly larger for not beating the press of better teams.
Thank you very much, Gogama. We appreciate you coming in to say hi. Understand that you can't, if you're busy, can't hang out with us, but that's okay. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. We appreciate it.
Okay, before we go into stats, actually, Will, can you put that comment up, the 0 out of 10 and 5 out of 10? I think it's from
That's a
Hasper.
long time ago, dude. I don't like to put up that dude's comments. Where's that? What do you want to say about it? So you just basically said Dyer was a 0, Tanganga was a 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with us, actually. I mean, I came in and said that, okay, I'm not going to defend Dyer today, but this comment is overly exaggerated. Like, if you look at the performance, and I think if you even look at the rating, there's not much difference. If Tanganga is 5 out of 10, Dyer is like 4.5 maybe. So that's my problem.
What did he do right to earn a 4.5?
4.5, because if you are saying that, okay, my point is that if you're saying Tanganga is 5 out of 10, then Dyer is a 4.5 out of 10.
No, it'd be a
There's
2.
not
Though.
much difference between them. Like the way he is saying is that, oh, Dyer was a 0 out of 10 and Tanganga is 5 out of 10. Like, if he's basically making.
Yeah, but look, don't pay any attention to that guy, right? Like, he thinks that Brian Hill's a better winger than Son, right? So let's
Oh, dearie me.
yeah, he's just ignore, just see his name and move on. But yeah, we can throw these in, and by the way, visit your neighborhood fresh market. No, I'm just kidding.
Do they sell steak?
They do sell steak at your neighborhood fresh market. They do. We'll cover up the ad there with our beautiful faces. But these are the sofa scores here. You got Kane, Son, Kulu. Kulu is a 6.5. Only because he had like 2 times the amount of touches that Son did, right? And so for every touch you get, your scores goes up. So if you have, and we'll look at it here, if you've had 50 touches almost, right? The number of bad things that you'd have to do to get your score down to a 6.5 again is pretty high. And that's why when you look at the number of possessions lost, 18 times he gave the ball away, which is just insane, right? Not as bad a ratio as Mr. Kane had today, but we'll get to Mr. Kane in a minute. Touches, though, 49, passing, 21 out of 27, but a lot of his passes were backwards and short. Shots off target. He only had 1 shot in the entire game, and it was off target. It couldn't get a dribble in today. Should have had like his touch for that pass from that ball to Porro. I thought that ball from Porro was perfect. It had enough pace that all you really had to do was just one time it with your left. And he's a left-footed player, and he bumbled that thing, right? He bumbled it bad. Like, it's the amount of times he gave the ball away, and it was giving the ball away in dangerous positions in the midfield. Fouled a bunch of times. He had 3 tackles, got drilled past. Like, everybody got drilled past today. Just not a good day for me on Kulusevski. And I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't think he's been good.
I don't think he's fully recovered in form.
Yeah.
Like, I think he still has, like, I think he's, like, playing hurt.
Yeah, he should have come off earlier, I think. I don't think he should have gotten 79 minutes. I would have had Donyumo or Charleston come on earlier. That's another thing, too, for me, that Conte was a little bit... I don't know what he was waiting for. Because at 79 minutes, we were already, 3-0 down? Right, 3-0?
3-1.
3-1, I mean. Yeah, so...
3-1 at 45 minutes.
And then we got Mr. Kane here. The highest rating on the day. Because of his two. Well, I mean, it's of the front 3, it's the highest rating on the day, but still not very high. We're seeing the season average right now is like 7.4 or something. So 6.7 was a bad day at the office for him. He did have 2 key passes, as Dietrich wants to point out. One of them was to Perisic, and the other one was the one to Bentancur that got launched over the ball from 30 yards out. So I don't know if we really want to count that a great key pass. It's not like there was any big chances created by Mr. Kane today. And then You can see his expected goals. I think he had one shot on the day. That's it. One shot on the day. And
leave my husband alone.
Leave your husband alone. He did have 2 key passes, but only 24 touches. Okay, so now I want you guys to remember that number. 24 touches, right? You can see 71% passing accuracy, and before the last 10 minutes of the game, it was 40%, right? And that was because he didn't have a lot of passes, but the number of short passes that he completed in the last 10 minutes of the game brought him up to 71%. Because it was really bad. He only completed 12 out of 17. I think before the last 5 minutes, it was something like, that's not 4 or 5 out of 12 or something like that.
Oh, now you're clutching the straws.
No, it was. I next time, I normally take screenshots in the group chat and put them up pace by pace. And when I don't, you want to doubt me and call me a liar. But no, it's totally true.
Do you guys remember Kulu when he passed the ball out of play?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad passes today, dude. And I wish it would let me show you these guys half by half, because then you could see, right? Like Kane was at one point, I think he had but anyway, crosses 1 for 0, long balls 2 for 1, ground duels 3 for 1, aerial duels. He was all right in the air, but he lost the ball 10 times.
That's not bad, 10.
No, but when you only have 24 touches, that's horrible, dude.
That's like almost 50%.
It's almost 50%, and it was 50% until the last 10 minutes. When we went on that little run at the end there, when they had packed up and gone home, and Kane got on the ball a little bit and tried to make some things happen there at the end, his score went up. Before that, dude, it was bad. It was like he had 10 losses of possession out of 18 touches, over 50%.
Do you watch the games or the stats? I don't get it with you.
I watch both at the same time. Haven't you seen my screen? Watch them at the same time. Yeah, I'm multi-talented. And then defensively, he did nothing all game, right? Nothing on that part of things. Was fouled only once, man. So it's not like they were all over him, right?
No,
offsides twice. Got caught offsides twice. You could say that's his fault, or you could say that it's not. Something wasn't right with our front guys today. And we're looking at Mr. Sun here. Played the full 90. His XG was 0.4. Only had 1 shot, and it was off target. It was that one that kind of came off the outside of his foot. If you remember, it was like a ball in from who's that in from? Don Yuma, I want to say. And it came off the outside of his foot. It was kind of like a volley that he buffed. 35 touches, 71% passing accuracy, similar to Mr. Kane. 0% of the crosses, ground duels, 11 for 4. Didn't get any, was lost for 15. So, a little better percentage there than Mr. Kane on that, but still not great. Sun is normally around 14, between 14 and 16, but not with that little touches. That's usually with around 40 touches. But dribble got passed, so he got dribble passed quite a bit. There's a couple times he got turned.
He plays defensively a lot more than Kulusevski does, so makes sense.
Yeah, he dropped back quite a bit.
When you have Emerson back there, you don't need Emerson. You don't need Kulusevski to defend the same way. But when you have Perisic back there, you definitely need the assistance. I don't understand why Spurs fans don't see this. Like people are like, drop Son. I'm like, do you guys use your heads? Do you guys not see that he has to defend? That he's being played out of position? He doesn't get the same passes. He doesn't have the space. I don't fucking get it.
No, they don't. They don't use their heads at all, unfortunately. Because you should never do that. You should always play your best players. Always, right?
Honestly, I think
form is temporary, class is permanent.
If Spurs keep Conte, if Conte signs an extension, they need to sell Sonny.
No, people just need to stop expecting him to
I don't think he works. He doesn't work in the system, and Conte's married to it.
I think he's doing exactly what Conte wants him to do. Otherwise, Conte wouldn't keep playing him.
Yeah,
But
he's an inside
Spurs
forward.
defense. Spurs depend. They depend. Jeez, my English. They depend so much on Sonny's goals. It's ridiculous.
No.
Because he's an inside forward. I mean, in that system, when you have a player like Kane dropping deep and an inverted wing back, it's expected actually from him to score. But that's why the responsibility is there. But it doesn't mean that Kane doesn't take that responsibility as well, because he is a complete forward.
Son was the best dribbler on the day for sure.
Yeah.
He was doing decent taking a man on. It just couldn't. His final pass, one or two touches too many. You know, it was not a great day at the office. But then Mr. Pedro Porro here, first game of his debut or whatnot. Passing wise, I thought he was pretty good, dude. 83%.
Yeah.
Like, he looked good. His passes, his move, his going forward, he looked like a solid player, comfortable, stuff like that. Had one completed cross and one completed long ball. Didn't have any shots, unfortunately. Decent on the dribble attempts. I don't know if he was ready for the physicality. Defensively, 6 for 11, over 50% on his ground duels is not bad numbers. 50% on his aerial duels for being 5'8", 5'9". It's not shabby. 13, lost the ball 13 times, but with almost 50 touches, that's not horrible. Clearances, interceptions, tackles, dribble pass, that was one. But look, I think if you have Romero there, I think you see a lot better performance out of him. I crack up a lot of his mistakes. For one, not being used to it, right? We gotta remember, it was his first time really playing at this level. And then two, having to deal with Tanganga, right, as being his cover. And then the mare that Kulu was having, right? I think that all of those things add to his low statistical rating. But if you're expecting him to be this defensive dynamo, I don't know who you were watching. You're just, I think at that point you're being ignorant, right? Like, if you're expecting players to be something that they never have been, it's silly, in my opinion. Anybody else got any thoughts on Mr. Pedro Porro for the day?
I have a question. Would you guys want to see a 4-4-2 instead? Played knowing that Bentancur is out for a while?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Or at least the lopsided 4-4-2 like we used to play last year.
Because the way I see it,
Why do we change it?
Because we have wingbacks now. We have Perisic and so if you remember last season,
I think Porro and Perisic can play on the sides of the 4-4-2.
Yeah, but somebody's gonna have to be in the middle, because look, especially we're going into Milan here, and we'll get into that game in a little bit, but I don't think people realize Højbjerg's suspended for that game. Can't play.
Yeah.
So we got Sar and freaking Skip, dude, in the midfield. That's it. All right. So I'm telling you, Danjuma, Kulusevski, like Elias and I did a little bit of a preview for that's not out yet over on his channel. So I won't do too many spoilers for you. And
I think we did it too early, because now there are going to be a lot of changes.
yeah, it was a lot of changes, but I think we did make, at the end of, in that preview, I did do some creative midfield substitutions I think we're going to have to go for, like playing Emerson as a defensive midfielder.
Yep.
Or you could do what like Arsenal does with with Zinchenko, with Perisic. With
Play
him kind of
Perisic
inside
as
the
like a
midfield.
Højbjerg type of a player.
No, like Perisic is like going inside as a midfielder.
But you can't, because you don't have Sessegnon as well.
Yeah, but
I'm
if you're
talking
playing
about actually.
4-4-2,
I'm talking about actually having players play, because look, we got no Sess, right? No Sess. So you got what? Longley, Davies would have to play left wing back, Perisic in midfield.
no.
Who else are you gonna put in midfield, dude? You got no Højbjerg, no Bentancur, no Basuma, right?
Kulu.
I think you put Don Yuma in there, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I think you did mention that as well.
He's bigger. He's big.
Dyer.
You really want to put? I guess you could put Dyer in there, but who do you play at left wing? I guess you could do. Dude, that's not. He's played there before.
Yeah, that's a
you know,
CDM.
you could do like a Dyer Emerson midfield two.
I'm not
we're
putting
getting
Emerson in
creative here,
midfield.
dude. Like this.
I'm not putting Emerson in the midfield.
This is some Ozark engineering, as I like to call it. For people that don't know, I'm originally from the Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, and in some things we have what ghetto rigging, or what we call it in the Ozarks, we call it Ozark engineering, where it's like you get some duct tape and you just slap something together to make it work, right? Like, you know,
You could put Tanganga in the midfield.
you give somebody from the Ozarks a roll of duct tape and some copper wire, and they can pretty much build you a house, right?
I have an idea. Why not play the 3-5-2 and play Perisic left mid?
Why are you? We don't even have three midfielders. How are we gonna get two? We don't have two. How are we gonna get three?
Perisic plays midfield with
No, you play Perisic, Sar, and Kulusevski, three in midfield.
Against Milan?
yeah.
And
why
Son
not?
and Kane up. And you play Davis left wing back, and you play Pedro Porro right wing back.
I don't think you can play.
Because you ain't
Do
playing
you
Skip
remember
and
how
Sarr.
bad?
Right? Like,
No,
look,
but-
I'm telling you, if you're taking Skip, if Skip is look, I've got respect for Conte, but if Skip and Sarr start in the midfield on Tuesday night, I'm gonna call them out, because that is just dumb. Right? You got to get creative now. I think you got to get creative with formation. You got to get creative with players.
Well, I'm telling you, Perisic, Sar, Kulu would work.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad.
Perisic, Dyer.
But who plays left? Who plays left wing back?
Davis.
Son.
Okay, and then who plays? So you got basically Longley, Dyer, Romero, right?
Davis, Perisic.
Davis, Perisic,
I'm not
Sarr,
putting Davies at
Kulu,
left wing back.
Porro.
Do you mind if I share my screen?
Son Kane. Go ahead, man.
I wouldn't
you
mind
guys
seeing
take the screen?
Skip.
I think
No.
Skip will play in the
Just got
midfield.
hit share and it'll pop up like a person in the back, and I can bring it on.
I wouldn't mind Skip, because he probably work hard. But
Can you see it?
Not yet, man.
Ah,
I
okay.
can't see it.
Down on the bottom, there's a thing. It says share screen. Click up, and then you got to click the thing, and then
No, it says present.
Present.
present. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Can
There
you
it
see
goes.
it?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this?
Let me
It's
put it
forward
on a
back.
different form.
Can you zoom in?
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, go onto your window browser and
He
zoom
doesn't
in.
play
There you
this
go.
formation.
No, that's bad.
This is what's his name?
No.
Poch
4-2-3-1.
formation. This is Poch formation. He doesn't play this formation.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Porro cannot play the first game of the first leg.
Yeah, you can.
No, I don't think he can. He
Yeah, you can.
because he just signed.
Doesn't matter. He's registered. As long as you're registered, you can play. And then cup ties. There's no cup ties for the January window. Everybody's eligible.
Okay.
I think this 4-5-1 is not bad.
Yeah, it's not
This
bad.
is 4-2-3-1. He's not gonna
Yeah,
play
4-2-3-1. I mean, it's Dyer, Skip, midfield.
that. That's okay.
But the Sanchez, Romero,
Sanchez on the left. No, I'd rather play Longley there. Longley, Romero. If you're gonna do this,
Yeah,
I would do Davies, Longley, Romero, Emerson, Dyer. I'd probably go Dyer, Sarr.
Okay.
Because Skip has been even worse. He hasn't had any minutes at all. I would have Skip on the bench. Then Son, Kane, Kulusevski. Kane as the number 10. I mean, I guess you could.
He
I would
doesn't
rather
run that
do.
much.
I would rather put this in like a 4-4-2.
Like this?
4-4-1-1.
No, bring Son and Kulusevski. Yeah, there you go. And then bring Son and Kulusevski back. Yeah. And this you might actually see. I would think.
I would probably run this lineup too.
Forster in goal.
Possibly.
Oh yeah, because Lloris isn't back.
You may not see it in an exactly a 4-4-2, but if you remember from last season, we played this lopsided 4-4-2, where because we didn't have a really good wing back, you had you'll still have 3 in the back, but what they'll do is Davies will end up acting more like a left wing back instead of a left center back, and then you'll have the systems the 3-4-3 shifts, and Son and Kane are more high and central. And Kulusevski is more like a right winger, and Perisic is more like a left winger, and then you have the 2 in midfield. But you've got to do something, man. We got to do. Look, like I want to trust the players that we have, but if you start Sar and Skip in a Champions League game, right? Sar's never played. I mean, Skip's played at least in Europe a couple of times, you know, but he's been so bad, out of form.
I think that's when you move Dyer back in the midfield. Like, desperate times call for desperate measures, man. He's done it for years. It's not like you suddenly forget how to play it.
Look, I'm sorry, but if anybody in the chat thinks the Sun's been playing as a winger this year, you're absolutely deluded. Just look at go look at a heat map and then come back and talk. Right? Like, let's stop with the goofiness. Yeah. Shall we look at a heat map?
No, they're saying he's an inverted winger.
It's not.
No, he's
Recall and Dumbello.
Attacking midfielder. Look, if that's a winger's heat map, call me Lucy, and give me a wig.
Can't see it.
Oh, I'm not sharing it.
No.
Does that look like a winger's heat map to you? Looks like a midfielder's heat map to me. Maybe it's because he plays as a midfielder. Like, stop. You're just being dumb now. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
Right back.
I don't care if you coach for a living or not. If you're saying Son's played like a winger this season, you're dumb.
Deluded.
Yeah. You're dumb.
Can I share my screen, like, quickly?
Yeah. It's already shared. I just gotta hold on. My computer monitor crapped out.
Yeah, that's
FIFA.
how. That's how I would start the team versus Milan, personally, and it's not bad.
It's bad.
It's not horrible.
I do not want to see Ben Davies crossing a ball.
Why? He's not bad. He's not bad at crossing the ball.
It's not bad.
Nah.
So only low level, dude. Welcome to the club. Who doesn't have a grassroots coaching license? Like, let's stop. Yeah.
But I think Davies doesn't have pace, so he can't play him wing back.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you
Davies
don't have,
lacks space. I think he can't play wing back.
unless you play Danjuma there, maybe.
Yeah.
How does Dyer have an 80 score?
Probably because he's English. England
honestly,
team.
Mike, I'll be honest. I tried to take the worst card for Dyer, especially.
Right. Stick to FIFA. Stick to FIFA. You know.
So,
I don't care what his natural position is. We're talking about where he's played this season. Like, just let's stop this silly argument.
It's not even his
funny.
natural position. He's a two-footed player. You can't call a two-footed player an inverted winger, even.
He's just a wing. He's just a wing. Look, he's played winger before. There's times where he plays winger, but the amount of times that he's played winger this season is you can count on one hand. It's silly, right? We play in a 3-4-2-1. He plays as a midfielder. If you don't like it, go look at a heat map and then go sit on something sharp and pointy. You're just ignoring reality at this point. Like, I literally showed you the heat map today. Show me one winger in the league that has a heat map that looks like that.
No one.
I have a question. Isn't inverted winger a person that comes inside?
Yes. Correct.
So
From the
couldn't,
right, very
I
bad
mean,
position.
couldn't
That
he be
means they
there?
also,
runs-
they also
who
have to
runs-
start. They have to start on the outside and
Yeah.
then move through the inside.
They go
Oh,
wide.
like more
and
like
cut.
Kulu that is outside and likes to cut inside.
Yes, like
is that-
Kulu, like Arjen Robben, people who
Oh,
are
I see.
actually
See,
wingers.
this would be a wingers
Oh yeah, that's definitely winger
Yeah,
for sure.
right. So outside, cutting in, right?
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. Harry Kane through the middle. Son through the middle. Ivan
So that would be more like
Perisic
a forward, like a
to the
left-sided forward.
side.
It's either inside forward or attacking
And
midfield,
Davies
call it.
on the
I see.
left. So we almost played like an inverted 4-4-2 today. If you're really looking at it, I'd have to look at the entire team map. Eric Dyer was playing a lot higher of the pitch
As
today,
Sonny.
as Michael pointed. Jaffet Tanganga here. You know, very wide. Pedro Porro. Fairly high, not super high, not as high as I thought, but he's good. I don't think we can recall loaned players.
No, we can't.
We may, but we'd probably have to pay a fine.
I would call for Joe Roden immediately. Holy.
No, Hotspur did say that. He said Son's playing as a wing this year. He said it. Right, so don't tell me nobody said that. I can put the
We are
comment
not
out.
in the boat.
Right, that was the whole point. And you said, bang on, mate. Right, so that's why you got tied into this, Mark.
But I think he scores more goals in the forward position. Maybe that's why he plays him in the forward, right?
Who?
He played in a 3-4-2-1 under Poch, which is a left midfielder, not a left winger, by the way. So
No, I'm just saying Conte plays him kind of like forward position because last season he scored a lot of goals, right? In the
yeah,
second
but
half of the
Son,
season.
look, if I were to pull up a heat map from Son, like an overall, like let me see if I go to his player profile, you can see a seasonal heat map, right? And you can see the majority of his heat is central, right?
I see, like a left, but kind of like center forward,
Right.
not a striker, but a kind of like
No,
center
it's
forward.
Well,
Well-
in his heat is here. Look, if you notice where my mouse cursor is, right? It's not in the box. It's not up high, right? It's central. It's midfield. He's playing a left attacking midfield. What he plays right now this season. And it's a lot more central, right? And if I were to pull up one under Poch, which we can do.
What about last season when he scored like 15 goals in the second half of the season?
Okay, that time he was an inside forward
See?
who goes from midfield
Far
all the way.
more on the left now, right? That's right. Okay,
But
last
still kind
season
of similar position.
similar, but watch the heat, the dark red, right?
Yeah.
He's in the
From
middle.
there to here. Okay, see how it's a lot more central than it was last season,
Yeah.
right? A lot deeper. Whereas this one is more kind of being like a forward in a 4-4-2.
Hey, Will. I
Yeah.
don't want to interrupt, but
More
I
in the
think that
box.
it's also important to look at context. So if you look at Son's heat map and you look at Sessegnon's from last year versus Perisic's this year, you're going to see a lot of overlapping areas where you don't have space. Okay. You need space to operate. When you don't have space, you don't use the best asset that you have, which is pace and finishing. You're forced to cross, you're forced to dribble, you're forced
See
to
the difference?
like look at that.
Well, that's more like winger, yeah.
like that is a winger's heat map.
But I think he produces best stats when he's playing a bit more centrally than it. Like at least that's what's happening in the last few years, no?
See 1910, how it's much
can
more
play
on the left.
centrally, but you have to have space.
You see how there's much more red in the box. Even the red that he has here in midfield is closer to the 18-yard box, right? Cutting inside, you see this.
Maybe he's supposed to
You
go
see this
forward,
runs.
but he's just not doing
You
that.
see the if you watch my mouse, right? Those are the runs that he's making, right? From
Yeah.
here to here, right? Whereas this season, you've got completely different Son. He's not getting into the box hardly at
Yeah,
all,
Could it be
and he's
on him
sitting
also?
right here. That's it. This is where he plays, right? Maybe
This is
makes runs out
context.
here when the ball's down here, right? The winger, like if we go to Perisic, if I were to pull Perisic up, you're gonna see his is gonna look a lot more like Son under Poch. I mean, hell, let's do it.
For the record, no, it's coaching. Coaching is making this happen.
I see. But I mean, when he's, let's say, he's central left-sided attacking midfielder, he can still go to the box, though, like a kind of like a shadow
did you
striker.
Not
see
if he's
the
not
heat
supposed
map? He
to.
doesn't make the same runs to the box.
If the coach
data
is
speaks
telling him
for
not
itself.
Oh, I see. You
Well,
feel like
tell him the coach
Conte is
is
telling
wrong.
him to not do that.
No,
Say
that's
what?
not the role that he's playing, right? So, look. Right, he plays left mid, by the way. That's what they call that position. See, he's
But even
spending
if you see
more time in the attacking third than he does in the defending third. And we're not a team that has a majority possession. I think we have like an average 50%, right?
Yeah.
So if you see these areas here that Son used to occupy, right? So when he comes here, Son might pull in here and get the ball here, but Son is sitting here. This is where this is Son's home this season.
And guess what? There's no fucking space.
But it's
So
so what was different from the last season versus this season? Just for my
no
understanding.
Perisic. So
There's no Perisic. They
let me
don't
pull in
pass to each other.
Obsession.
Because Perisic is a natural winger. Yeah, that kind of player you can call
Or
a natural.
let's look at what's his name? Regulon.
Yeah, that was another one.
I'm not saying Son is a winger. I'm just saying like what's the
Yeah, I'm
big
gonna show you the
difference?
difference.
Yeah, last
Sergio Regulon.
last year versus this year, like why his performance went down.
It's Perisic. They
Yes,
just don't play well together.
This is 21, 22.
I gotta put it in Premier League mode first.
Yeah.
So you see how Regulon isn't really operating this space compared to Perisic, who's occupying this space, right? And if you look at Son's heat map from last season, a lot more in the box. Son was occupying this space, so you had balls coming in here, balls coming in here. You had Kulusevski. A lot of Son's goals came. 5 out of his 23 came, 5 or 6 came from Kulusevski, and what Kulusevski was doing was basically picking the ball up here and hitting Son here. And Son was scoring goals that way. Right? And then over the top balls into this space from Harry Kane, which we're not getting this season, because if you look at Harry Kane's heat map this season versus last season, Harry Kane is staying a lot higher.
Probably. I see, yeah. He's not dropping at all.
He drops, but just not as much, right?
And he was assisting Son a lot. That's true.
Well, Kulu was the biggest assister of Son last season. Kane was second. But if we look at Harry Kane's heat maps this season over last season, today he dropped heat quite a bit. But on average this season, we're gonna see the biggest heat. Like, so you're not seeing much here, right? Which is where he normally drops back to pick the ball up. Right, there's hardly anything here. Why? Because Son's occupying that space now for the most part. Kane is higher, right, in transition. Right. And if we were to look at last season, you're going to see Kane is going to be a lot wider.
Yeah, he was playing a lot.
See how it's a lot more central here. Right, this red circle is smaller for a whole season as it is for Kane this year in a half a season. Right, so Kane is higher into the box.
So you know what? I wouldn't have a problem with that if Kane wasn't the best passer on the team. Because he's also the best finisher on the team. So it's not like...
protecting Son. I'm just telling the truth. There's a difference.
Yep.
It's not like Kane's not the best finisher on the team.
We're not making this up. Like, I didn't come in here with Photoshop and create this heat map in order to deceive you folks into believing a narrative that I've created.
No, you're right.
That's what I don't get about this, with people saying I try to protect Son, right?
No, dude.
No,
I'm literally just telling it how it is.
Well, these people just want to say, "Oh, Sonny loses the ball. He's bollocks. He's not scoring goals. He's trash. He's washed." They don't fucking think.
They're too lazy to actually go and use a critical thinking to break down why things are happening the way that they think that they're happening, right? And not only that, they have a confirmation bias. Instead of actually seeing the facts, like this show does a good job of presenting you facts, right, that may go against your preconceived notions or biases, And it's up to you whether you want to accept them or not, right? And if you don't, when you're presented with the facts and you reject it, it's called confirmation bias or delusion, right? So just saying, I'm not calling you nothing. If you fit that boot, right? If you are dumb, if you have a confirmation bias or you're delusional, if that fits you, if the shoe fits, you've made yourself that, not me.
Todd, I'll call you something, dude. You're intellectually lazy. Go fucking watch some shit.
I do have like a last question, like on the similar scene, just the last question. So how can, like, do you think Conte is not realizing this issue, and how can he fix this issue? What's the solution to this issue?
Conte wants Son to play there.
No, I mean if it's reducing his productivity, because that's not
to
helping the
Conte.
team.
You have to understand. Conte even said this last year when he's going to Golden Boot, right? What did he say? I want Son to score goals. I want Son to get the reward. But to him, what matters?
Gain up.
Winning.
The team, right?
Yes.
The team.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Okay? So if Son is doing the role that Conte has asked him to do, why are we moaning about it?
I mean, that's not a problem, but I'm just saying if it drops down, Son's goal performance, doesn't that affect the whole team, or you think that would be okay?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
it
that's why
does.
Kane has 17 goals this season. Right? Kane is
that's
getting
true.
more goals because he's spending more time.
Like forward, yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I don't mind Kane getting a whole boatload of goals because he's the best goal scorer on the team. But out of the 69 goals that Spurs scored last year, 23 of those were Son's. Like, it's a third. So when you're losing a third of production, you have to find it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And Son's been off. Like his shooting's been off. His finishing has been off. Right? You'd be dumb to say that it hasn't. Right? That's not what I'm saying.
Of course not. But like,
What I'm saying is that when people say his entire game is off, or sit him to play somebody else who
Or that he's
isn't going
washed.
to do the midfield and defensive work that Son does, right? Like people are completely overlooking 2/3 of what Son's being asked to do and cherry picking 1/3 of it and saying that those other people deserve a chance. Why do they deserve a chance? What have they done? How many goals does Richarlison have in the league?
Yeah, no, Son is
Zero.
definitely not playing worse.
How many
I
does
mean,
Dan
he's playing
Yuma have
good.
in the league? 0. What did Dan Yuma do today when he came on today? 0. Right. So like, why does he
Gates on the
deserve?
pass.
Why does he deserve to start in front of a player who's been playing for the club for 8 years, who's been our second highest goal scorer in the Premier League era? You know.
Will, you might want to give a bit of context because I think the people on your channel are not realizing what happened at Tottenham away chat. Like, I
What's that
thought
about?
Kate's clueless.
What? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Elias, you there, bud?
What Tottenham away chat?
No, so the thing is that the whole Sun conversation started there. So I think the people on your channel are not realizing that
No, oh no, they're watch. Oh, that's fine. There's like 27 people watching on FPL 365. So, yeah, I can't tell the difference in the chat. All the chats converge for me, so I don't know who's chatting in Tottenham Away's chat or the other one.
okay, so maybe I can help a bit. So the thing is, somebody said earlier in Tottenham away chat that Son is an inverted winger, which he is not. So that's what Will was trying to explain, that he's not. So I hope that helps Todd K. It's not about his stat. It's not about his possession. It's nothing to do with that. He's just trying to explain he's not an inverted winger.
He's not playing as an inverted winger this season. And yes, Son gave the ball away a lot, but he didn't give it away as in the highest position as Harry Kane, right? So if you're going to go on Son, 10 out of 24 is worse than 13 out of 35. So it's called math. So if we're going to pick at stats, you got to pick at everybody. Right?
So,
Otherwise,
so
you're
why
being
don't we
biased.
drop Kane then? Like,
Are you saying we should drop Kane?
like further down the pitch.
Drop
Like have
Kane
some.
further down. What do you
Like have Son up front, like. So I have Kane where Son is and Son where Kane
But why
is.
would we do that? Like, why does it matter if Son scores the goals or Kane scores the goals? Unless the people have agendas, right? That they have to. It doesn't.
Not to me. And I'm Korean. It doesn't matter. I want Spurs
I'm
to win.
Asian, so not to me as well.
I
Yeah, like,
don't
I mean,
care.
if Kane scores 37 goals this season and Son scores 10, who cares? That's still the same amount of goals as the two of them scored combined last season, right? Right, like if the system shifted and the cause of that shift caused the Son to get 10 goals in a season and Kane to get 30, that's 40 goals, right? And last year they had 23 and 17, right? So how many goals is that?
40.
40, right? So the output's the same. So what does it matter if it's divided evenly or if it's skewed in one side or the other? Does it matter? Because I have every bout of confidence the Son's going to score at least 10 goals this season in the league.
I think he'll score more than that.
I'm just saying at least 10. Right? That's all. My only expectation for him is to score 10. Okay. And then for me too, like people want to crap on Son or whatever, but okay, let's go to the Champions League. Son has more goals than Harry Kane in the Champions League. What does that mean? He's been better? Like this people basing things off of stat totals that are completely void of any nuance or context is just dumb, right? It is. It's dumb, right? So you can't say Son doesn't deserve to start on a Tuesday when he's got the most goals, right? He's got more goal contributions than Richarlison, same number of goals in the Champions League as Richarlison. What are we gonna do?
I mean, definitely, Son is not the problem for sure.
it's
That's
not.
why Conte is not.
Like I
problem.
said,
But but when people say Sonny's playing like a winger, I'm like, just get your eyes checked, bro.
They are basically just lazy. They don't have. I don't know really what to say. Seriously.
No,
Like
but you
this
got people
guy-
like Hasper that will come in the chat and say things, and Hasper has an agenda. He literally is on record saying, right, that Brian Hill has been more impactful to our season than Son.
Yeah, Son has like 7 goal contributions in Premier League, 4 goals, 3 assists.
Matteo Biungozi. I don't know who you are calling stats manipulator. He just showed you the literal stats and you're calling him a stats manipulator. I mean, that's not fair.
Well, no, but you see, but this is what they do, Elias, right? They make a claim and then they have no evidence to back it up. What stat have I manipulated? It's been live on screen. Do you think that I have good tech skills, but do you think I'm magically photoshopping all of this live in real time to manipulate the stats to hide the stink fest the Son has been putting in, week out?
Maybe Will, you got too much time manipulating the stats and Photoshop.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not that good, right? Like boom, 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 right? I'm manipulating. I'm manipulating the stats. Watch out. They've been manipulated.
Why does Tanganga have 10 more
Now
goals?
my computer's jacked up. Huh? Manipulating the stats. It's so silly. Look, if you guys want to reject reality, that's up to you. You are allowed to have cognitive dissonance. Right? I can't stop you. But let's get back to the regular chat, not the
He just literally showed stats. I can't take it anymore.
Andrew, I did show stats earlier, but let's go to Eric Dyer, the man of the day.
Man of the match.
Man of the WMOTM. Let's see. No clearances, 1 block shot, interception, tackle. That's pretty bad for Eric Dyer. 66 touches. Gave the ball away 7 times. So he didn't give the ball away a lot. This is my favorite. Big F Swifty. My eyes don't lie. I have to. I always love this one. but it's the gray matter between your ears that interprets or what your eyes see. So if you have problems in your brain, you definitely your eyes definitely lie to you. Not you, Mark. You know, I'm not talking to you about the guys that normally use that silly excuse. Long ball is for decent too. So like going forward, I thought Dyer had a decent game, but like defensively, man, he was dog water, dude. Didn't do anything.
What
Didn't
is
do anything defensively, man? Well, he did something. So I'm lying if I say anything.
So what's Dyer's average sofa score rating?
This season it's pretty high, bro. It's like 6.8, 6.9 this season. 6.9. You can see the like over the month. So the months of August and September he was averaging 7.1, and then recently in January he had a decent return to form, and then these were his low points.
Can you show his
February's been
weakness?
real bad.
Can you show his weakness and qualities just go up a little?
Error
No,
proneness.
No steady strength. Error prone.
It's accurate. People say stats lie. Say I'm manipulating the stats. I put that in there just for a laugh. Let me manipulate it some more. There you go. I've manipulated the stats. But yeah. Going back to the lineup here, Ben Davies again. I thought Ben Davies, he had the best because he went forward. I think he had some shots. 2 clearances, it's an interception, a tackle. Aerial duels were pretty good, man. To be honest with you. Pretty good in the air there, Ben Davies. Ground duels weren't bad either. 5 out of 4 or 4 out of 5. Had quite a bit of touches. Did he not give the ball 9 times? That's pretty good. Maybe Davies wasn't as bad as I thought, man, but boy.
I don't think
Yeah, I
Davies
think Paris
was as bad as everybody thought he was. Actually, I think Paris was worse than Davies.
Yeah, I think Paris has let him down.
You see what just happened there? I had a preconceived notion that I had with my own eyes, my own bias. And when I actually saw the data, did I say, oh, these stats are manipulated? No. What did I say? I said, maybe Davies wasn't as bad as I thought. That's what a person who utilizes critical thinking does. Right? People who don't have confirmation biases accept data that goes against their preconceived notions.
So for the people in chat, like Alejandro Perez and Ben Sala and Grumpy Grandpa, I just want to say this, like, understand that good teams use stats. Brighton uses stats. They use advanced analytics and metrics.
They have whole departments that spend millions of dollars.
Liverpool uses advanced stats and metrics.
Brighton does that.
Brighton, Brentford uses the complete. Their whole who they buy is based off Moneyball, right? So Moneyball. Just because Jose Mourinho, see, this is what it's called an appeal to authority. Okay?
Oh, please take the context of that particular news where he said that for the City game. He was not. I don't think Jose Mourinho is that dumb that he won't use stats.
Everybody uses stats.
He has stats. He has stats people and experts in his team as well. You just can't take one piece of the statement and use it to prove your point.
But not only that, it's a fallacy because Jose Mourinho said it, therefore it's true. No, right? Jose Mourinho being an expert in certain aspects doesn't mean he's a statistical expert. Jose Mourinho could not like stats because he doesn't understand them. He's not a math guy. Right? He definitely employs stat guys, right? Who tell him what this, that, other thing, these things, those things, right? They do, man. Do you think they stats? Okay. First of all, it's hard to read when you don't type correctly. Buddy, do you think they check our shots on target and tackles? Yeah.
So, do you think the stats they check our shots on targets and tackles?
Do I have access to the stats they use? No, I wish I did. I have access to a lot of them. Right? This is just SofaScore. It's very surface level. Right? Then I could take you into FBRF, which looks like spreadsheets, right, and show you in depth, detailed stats about things, right? Then I could take
Dude,
you on
don't
to.
bother. These guys don't want to put in the mental.
I know, but this is
capacity
why I
thing.
could go into Y Scout, and I could actually pull reports and do a detailed statistical analysis of a player over a period of time, right? So yes, I have access to certain things that they do. What we're looking at here is just the surface. And if even in the surface stats, what I'm seeing contradicts what I thought happened, right, then I need to reassess my preconceived notion. That's it. Because they are. Again, what logic does... Because I don't have access to all of the stats that the club has, the ones I have are not useful. How does that follow logically? Please explain how that follows logic, how that logic follows. Why is it true that simply because I don't have access to the entire level of stats, that the ones that I do have access to aren't useful? I'm waiting. I know you were, buddy. That's why I didn't go in on you. But anyway, silly people. Tricks are for kids. Let's see. Fraser Foster, last player to look at. Only 2 saves on the day.
Conceded more
that's
than he's
pretty
actually
bad.
saved.
Yeah, you conceded more than you saved. That's true. Only 2 the whole day. That's pretty bad. Touches. He didn't really touch the ball a lot either. 73%. Passing's no worse than Hugo. Yeah, man, it was a pretty bad game. So conceding 4 goals and only having 2 saves. Your SOFA score starts at 6.5, goes up and down from there. So you could do the math on how much those individual things worth. Not a great day at the office for the man. Look, a lot of it wasn't his fault. Some of it was, I think. It's about 50-50. But did you pass? Oh, we didn't look at Rodrigo Bentancur. Man, this dude. I hope his knee isn't as bad as it's come out to be. Anybody heard any news on the knee that's reliable?
No.
Well, look at the fraud of THFC. He called for Loris to be dropped, and now he calls Fraser fraudster.
Okay, I never said. Okay, listen. First of all,
James Ward-Prowse is a fraud.
this isn't Socrates, by the way. Yes, because not having the access to all the stats hides all the truth. Yes, never said I had a complete picture. Right? Never said that. So what are you talking about? I'm showing more than what your eyes can show you because your problem of induction. Right? We all know Hume's. Hume's. We want to get philosophical here. You know, go read about Hume's theory on it. On
this guy always goes on Tottenham away. He's a troll.
That's fine.
Just stop wasting your time with
and
him.
showing only part of the truth ruins the truth. No, it doesn't. Just because you don't have the complete picture does not mean what I have showed you is not true. Right? Partial truth is still truth. Because it's not. Something is either true or it is false, right? So if I'm showing you 75% of the truth, I'm still showing you truth. Sorry if you don't like that. It's truth.
Dan is angry.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think that Bentancur injuries, it comes at the worst timing because Spurs are just beginning to get on a run. Spurs went from having everybody fit and healthy for the Manchester City game to losing 2 midfielders, Bissouma and Bentancur, losing Cess, losing Lloris.
Well, we lost Sessegnon.
Sessegnon's out for a bit.
Huh.
And dude, like we went from a fit team to not having enough players possibly to, field the midfield against Milan. So I think with Bentancur out, it depends. I think if it's like a knee strain, you're looking at like probably a month on the sidelines. If you're looking at like ligament damage like ACL, you're looking at he's not coming back until October this year at the earliest. So,
yeah, I mean, it just depends on how bad the ACL is, right? Is it just is it a tear? Is it just a strain?
Even if it's a strain is a grade of a tear. So you have to be really careful. And considering there's only about 2.5 months of the season left, I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah, hopefully it's just like maybe it's just kind of like a patella injury or something. Those can be really painful, but not serious. You know what I mean? And
it looked like a knee-on-knee situation. Like it didn't look.
Well,
like
no, because it was his outside knee, though. That's the thing. It was the outside knee. When he kind of turned away, it was his left knee that he was holding on the ground.
But dude, this 8 this year.
Say what? You broke up a little bit there.
Sorry, I said I think this team is going to go from like 5th to like 8th or 9th.
For me, if we don't make Europe, I don't mind. I actually don't mind. It's a good season.
I don't mind either.
If we get a trophy and we finish 8th, I don't mind.
One trophy? You think this team's gonna win the FA
I mind. I gotta get a Tottenham on tour tattoo now.
Yeah, you have to get a tattoo now, right?
Huh?
You have to get a tattoo now, or still one more game to lose?
I gotta get a tattoo now. One loss now to get a tattoo. There's no way we can get 86 points now. The most we can get is like 85 or 84, I think.
Are you gonna do a vlog on it?
I mean, I guess I can, but I'm gonna get the tiniest. I've already done research on the tiniest tattoos in the world because it's literally just T period O period T period. So I'm just gonna get a little TOT tattooed on my other tattoo. Kind of look like a trademark or something. That's it. I've done it. Nobody said it had to be this big giant, thing on my back or anything. Right. I've honored it.
Great.
But yeah, going into AC Milan, we still got 100 people watching. If you haven't liked the stream already, what the hell are you doing? It's 59 likes, and there's 70 something plus people watching on Tottenham away. I think 77, and then 24 people watching on WillStewartTHFCRants. Make sure you like the stream. Conte has to take the blame out of not. He's getting the best out of Son. Right? You are assuming that he's not getting the best out of Son. What if Conte is getting the exact Son Conte wants?
It's the same guy who said the stats manipulating thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't completely disagree with this take. I don't think it's, as spicy as everybody's making it out to be. I don't think he is getting the best out of him. Because if you're getting the very best out of him, you're utilizing the player to his strengths and getting the maximum prerequisite results, which he's doing neither.
But that assumes that's what Conte wants. That Conte wants Son to score 23 goals a season. Maybe Conte wants Son to fill that midfielder, defender, attacker trinity, and not score 23 goals a season. Right.
Well, I mean, I'll say this though, like, if that's the way that Conte wants to use Sonny, like I said earlier, sell him.
What if he's good at it? What if this is what I'm saying. If Conte's happy with what Son's doing,
there are other players that we've seen in previous years play the system that have done better in Sonny's position than Sonny's doing. Like last year's, like Hakan Çalhanoğlu, way better than Sonny because he's an actual 10. He has played the position. He dribbles, he passes, he has the vision to look for the pass. He's a set piece wizard. Like, these are players who are naturally fit for this position.
Right, but I'm not. But it's different than like a classic 10, right? These are dynamic 10s. There's one on the left, one on the right.
I would sooner pick Granit Xhaka for this position over Sonny.
That's not the kind of player Conte wants. Conte wants an Eden Hazard type player in Son's position.
Because Eden Hazard knows how to dribble. Eden Hazard's a fantastic. If there's anything, he's a fantastic dribbler. He got the shit kicked out of him in the
Son was
Premier
3 for 5 today on his dribbling.
Yes, Son is a very good dribbler. It's like
He was
different
Son
kind of
and
dribbler than
Hazard
Eden
are
Hazard.
different levels. They're different levels, and I'll admit this myself.
Yeah, but I think Son's a better finisher than Eden Hazard.
Oh, significantly. He's also significantly faster. But those aren't the strengths that he's playing to. So if you're getting the best out of the player, you also have to recognize that you have to put them in positions that succeed by using their strengths.
But, well, I don't remember Hazard playing that much defensive at Chelsea.
Hmm?
Do you remember the Chelsea with Conte?
Yeah.
I don't remember like Hazard and Willian playing that much defensive role compared to Kulu and Son.
No, same, exact same tactics.
No,
But
the
I'm
same
also going to say
tactics,
this.
but like,
Conte also had significantly better defenders.
Yeah, they didn't have to defend
right.
as much because they were attacking more, right? Some wouldn't have to either if we weren't in our own half 90% of the, not 90, 45, 60, 50,
yeah.
58, 48% of the time.
You had Victor Moses, you had Marcus Alonso. They are pretty good at defense as well.
Plus, they had Conte also, the defensive midfielder genius.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is covering every.
Yeah. Let's look at Eden Hazard and see how many goals he scored for Chelsea that year. Bet it's less than people think. Talk amongst yourself. Was it 18, 19, or was it 17, 18?
18, 19.
No, it was 16, 17 when they won the league.
Oh, when they won the league.
He had 16 goals that season. And only 5 assists. And surprisingly, his heat map looks very similar to Son's. I wonder why.
Yeah, so they had Diego Costa that season as their highest goal scorer.
See here, this is perfect. I'm gonna share it because I want people to see it. So the 16-17 when he scored 16 goals, his heat map looks a lot like Son's heat maps last season. And then the next season when he was playing, he only had scored 12 goals. His heat map almost looks identical to Son's. So let me show this again. You can see the difference.
I can't see it.
I haven't put it up yet. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So this is the season from 16-17, right? Looks a lot more like Son's from last season. And then if you switch to 17-18, right, it's less in the box, less in that left corner, more centrally. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yep.
So, then 18-19, different. But Conte was gone at that point, wasn't he? 18-19, so. I think people just have to stop expecting Son to score 23 goals this season. You know?
But if you're also going to say that this is the best you're going to get out of Son, I can't say that's.
No, I think you
I don't think that's intellectually honest.
No, I think his finishing is way off what it was from last year. In fact, I don't think I know.
Yeah,
for a
I
fact.
agree that his finishing is off, but I think that
Because the number of shots that he's taken this season is actually higher per game than last year. Right. So you could say maybe the quality of his chance or the number of one-on-ones that he had with keepers is lower this season because he's not making those same runs, counter-attacking runs in behind as he did last season. Is this the best Son can play? No, it's not the best Son can play. Is this the best Son can play doing what Conte wants him to do? Even that I don't think is true. I think he could finish at a higher rate than he's finishing now. But do I think that Son's overall game has been dog shit this season? No, it hasn't been. And if that's your assumption, I think you're being
overcoached. I think he's overcoached, if you ask me.
I think it's multifaceted. I think he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. You know, the whole Golden Boot tour that he did back in Korea this year has put a lot of pressure on him. His dad has put a lot of pressure on him. Mike, I don't know if you looked at the mood in his face every time a Korean reporter asked him about what his dad said. He wasn't smiling and laughing, right? He's got the
So why did he?
stereotypical dad that never approves of anything he does, right?
But why not suck his dad? Like he's not as injured anymore. Just
his
suck
dad,
him.
bro. You don't understand, dude. In Korea, your dad is your dad, man.
Dude,
your mom
you know
is your
what,
mom.
man? They need
No,
to
no,
bring
no, he's
Son's
his
dad
dad.
as
But,
first
like-
fitness coach. I'm telling you, man.
They should.
But,
That's
like-
actually not a bad idea. They should hire him as a fitness coach. He would run those
Imagine
guys into
Dyer.
the ground.
Imagine Dyer with him.
No, I'm serious. If you look at pictures of Sonny's dad, he looks just as fit as Sonny. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm legitimately not kidding.
And
He
he's
used to be
like
a football coach.
60.
Oh, yeah.
He was he was a footballer. He was not a very good one, but he was
Who did you play for?
professional footballer. He played in the K League. I think it was a couple times he played in. Did he play in Europe or overseas at all? I don't know. But
I think he was a K-League guy who got injured and had a career cut short.
yeah, but he played for their national team. He didn't have a bunch of caps for the Korean national team, but he did play for it. He was good enough to be. I mean, in his day, the Korean national team wasn't very good, though. So
Yeah, so he played for South Korea's B team.
Like, if you look at what Son is, I don't think he's a technically gifted footballer. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, his strengths are pace and finishing, things that people aren't
But
like.
that's
naturally
technical
gifted
attribute.
with.
It just depends on what you mean by technical, right?
No, I
Like,
mean,
Finishing
what
is
I mean is, like,
technical.
he doesn't have Messi's
Yeah.
dribbling. He doesn't have the vision.
well, I mean,
to
Messi's
pick
not
out
a
a pass
technical
like De
dribble.
Bruyne. You know
Messi's
what I
not
mean?
a
Like,
typical. Messi is not a technical dribble either. Messi doesn't do crossovers or step overs or any of those things.
Okay.
Messi,
But,
all Messi does is use quick burst of speed and drop a shoulder. He's all about feints. That's it, right? Son is more of a direct dribbler as well. When he beats guys, it's through pace. It's the longer touches, not the small touches that he makes, but the touch past the guy and then picking it back up again. Just being in running from his box to the other box, knowing how far I have to make that touch to beat this guy and not give it to that guy, which are fine margins, by the way. Son, I think, is a master at it. I think he's very technical at it. I think when finishing comes to he's probably one of the most technical. He is. This isn't even
but these are things that you work on, right?
He's the most technical Spurs
Like,
player for sure.
He's a product of work.
Yeah. And like his the fact that he can finish with both feet, that is something that it's all skill. That's a technical ability, right? He's maybe not a natural footballer, right? Like he's not the most.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, he's not like, who I think is like significantly more gifted than Sonny? Lee.
Yeah. But it's because there's the different levels of athleticism, right? Some people are born with hard work ethics and IQs, and some people are born with natural athletic ability.
Of
And
course,
usually
you
you're
have
more.
to use what you have.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna ask, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that, like, this is the best that we've got, you have to work.
Lee Gang-in will never accomplish what Son's accomplished.
I think that's premature to say. He's 21.
Yeah, he'll never accomplish what Son's accomplished.
Yeah,
He's 21. You never know. For the record, Lee is a player on Mallorca. Super low release clause. Korea's up and coming star. I also think that he would be a fantastic fit on Spurs, so they need to go get him.
Nobody said that he forgot how to finish his chances overnight, man. It's all psychological, dude. You're talking in physics, millimeters. If I strike a ball on my boot a millimeter to the right or to the left, the outcome changes by feet. Not inches, feet. Okay. That's physics. Right? And if you're off by millimeters, you miss by feet. And Son just over the bar, hitting the woodwork. Instead of being, a foot to the left of the keeper, it's just off of his left arm or his left leg or his right foot or his right leg. Right.
But going back to the last thing about Son, if you're going to say he's been put in the best position to succeed according to his strengths, I would disagree, and that's all I'm going to say.
No, yeah, I'm not saying he's being utilized to his strengths. I'm saying
that's all. I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Well, I don't disagree with you. So, but what I'm saying is, Son is playing the exact way Conte wants him to play, and maybe not finishing as good as he should. That's it.
But even finishing, he doesn't get the chances to actually get a proper chance to score.
They're a lot more difficult. If you
Yeah.
look at his XG this year versus last year, there's a significant drop in XG, right? So he's not getting the same quality of chances that he had last season. That's a fact. Okay. Now, but even still,
Sonny's always overperformed XG by a lot.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Now, where he's performing very close to his XG, where in season passes he was exceeding his XG by 6 to 7 to 8 goals, right? So, and you can just see that from his goal to shot on target ratio. That statistic for me is, how many goals are you scoring for how many times you've hit it on target is way lower this season than it was last season for Son. I mean, not even close. We're talking, multiple magnitudes different, right? So
yeah, you're taking a player further away from goal. They're going to have a lesser XG and not as good chances. But
even when you compare the XG, like if you do math, right, and you try to say you take the XG versus the goals per shot on target, and you find that difference, it's still lower than it should.
Of course.
Be, right? Yeah. Son. So there is definitely something wrong with him, a psychological thing. And it really is only happening in the league. In other competitions, he's actually performing well, right? The number of performances to goals and the goals to shot on target, blah, blah, all of those ratios in the Champions League and the Cups has been fairly consistent to his normal performances. Just the league for some reason.
Against Preston, did Perisic play or no?
No, I don't think he did. If he did, he came on later.
Do you realize when Perisic is not here, like Son finds more freedom and looks
No, he was
role
playing.
changes.
He was playing winger. Perisic was winger in the Preston game.
And Sonny plays the Kane position, which I also don't think he's poor at either.
Son was the striker. Perisic was the winger on the left side.
He'll score a lot more goals if he was playing.
I'm telling you, Sonny's a 7 or a 9. He's not a 10.
He plays 10 for Korea, though.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why he doesn't score a lot of goals for Korea, though.
He doesn't score a lot for Korea.
Yeah, because he plays 10 for Korea. That's why. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Depends on what formation. But when they play that 4-2-3-1, they've been playing a 4-3-3 a lot lately, and so he's been playing kind of left mid or left winger. But
now the same guy who said Sonny plays as a winger, he's a natural winger. I think he's saying that he plays as striker with South Korea.
He doesn't play as a striker for South Korea. Sometimes he does, but they don't. They rarely play a 4-4-2 now.
I'd like to see Spurs move to a 4-4-2, but
I mean, you could just do a 3-5-2 if you really wanted to get.
As long as I don't see Richie, I'm fine.
We've played in a 3-5-2 and we've won. We've played in a 3-5-2 and gotten our asses kicked. So.
Front four, Danjuma, Son, Kane, and Richarlison.
I just think that we should listen to all the idiots out there that go with their emotions rather than looking at data. And I think we should start Danjuma, put Son on the bench. We should start Richarlison in Kane's spot because Kane didn't do anything today. We can have Mora start in front of Kulusevski. We can have Sarr and Skip in midfield. We can have Tanganga, Foster, Emerson, Sessegnon. Even though he's injured, he can play in a wheelchair. And just play all of the players that aren't good, just because we lost badly today.
I don't get people's hype with Richie. Oh, he should start the next game. He's done nothing. He has 0 goals. Did you see him when he came on, he did fuck all.
Yeah,
The
so
guy's
did
just a pigeon.
Danjuma.
No, but Danjuma, like, I don't expect a lot, but one is a Premier League proven.
Look, Richarlison will never score goals for us unless he plays on the left side of a 4-4-2. That's what he did at Everton, right? He plays in the middle for Brazil, and he played in the left side of a 4-4-2 for Everton. And strike partner with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And most of the time, he only scored when Dominic Calvert-Lewin was injured, which would happen a lot, right? So he's a player who's a box poacher. That's what Richarlison is. If you're expecting him to play deep, right, and beat people on the dribble and get into the box and create his own chances, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. He is not Son Heung-min. He has half the ability as Son has. Danjuma has a quarter of the ability that Son has.
Dyer has more ability than Richie. And I said
That's not even
No.
I said it.
comparing a defender.
No.
I said it. I'm not even.
Dietrich's is, he does say, he's just, look, Dietrich's is an honest, deluded guy, right? He'll say deluded things, but he's honest in saying they're deluded, right? It's like, I don't care, man.
I appreciate your honesty, bro.
Like he said, we're in a title race. You know, we're gonna win the
if we win
Champions
the
League.
Still are. Technically, we still are.
No, but do you remember last year, like City? No, it was like we had a huge gap. This year, like if you win a couple of games and Arsenal lose against City, you're close to first. So technically,
Hey, Dietrich,
yes.
that's on the premise that
We-
Spurs can win the matches they're supposed to win.
Win all our games.
But,
We go unbeaten for the rest
but
of the season.
the only positive from this today, and I know that people want to, you know, gripe and cry and moan and roan and don and do all the other owns, is that even though we lost 4-1, Newcastle and Arsenal both dropped points today. So we're only 2 points out of fourth.
Leeds.
Yeah, Man United dropped points. So it hasn't. It's kind of been just a write-off game, you know.
Even Newcastle is not playing well, so it's still there.
So I mean, so it doesn't hurt right now. If Arsenal wins today, if Newcastle wins today, right now that puts us what 5 points out of the top 4. That hurts, but we're 2, right? Again, one more win, and we could have overtaken. Would it have been nice to overtake them today? Yes, but waiting one more week isn't going to kill anyone.
Is it one more week though?
Because
Is
he's
it one
all
more week?
about the past performances don't mean that the future performances will be garbage. But given that everybody's injured, man, I wish I had that optimism.
But we're gonna get our ass kicked against West Ham.
It's West
We're gonna
Ham.
lose. We're gonna lose.
I think we're smashing grab with Emerson Royale.
It just depends. Let's see what we do Tuesday, right? If Conte comes up, right? Because now, you know, with all of the talk of, this was still Stellini's game, right? As far as setting up and preparation is concerned, right? We can't say that about the Champions League match, right? Conte's going to be in there from the start of preparation. They don't have a lot of time. They go watch Sunday, Monday, and then play on Tuesday, right? So, just see what they do against Milan, and if Conte figures something out, right? Then if we can beat Milan, we can beat West Ham.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can.
Because it might sound pretty stupid, but
No, West Ham.
No,
dog
but
do this.
West
this year,
Ham's
man.
midfield and the 2 center backs are actually really good.
They're not doing
good
anything. West
Yeah,
Ham.
but I mean, Son and Kane are fit, right? Kulusevski is fit. If those 3 guys have a good game any day of the week, we can win, right?
Yeah, but you have to hold that for Foster and the
Yes, the
defender
bottom
don't make it.
left, right?
We
You didn't even
forget
use his
about
name.
him.
You didn't even use his name. His name is Shaquille. The bottom left is allowed to speak. He can speak anytime he wants. If he chooses not to, that's his own prerogative. He's also allowed not to speak. So
No, I'm just saying West Ham they have only won 1 game in the last 5. I mean, they're
why are you
not gonna-
speaking, Shaquille? You're not allowed to speak. But no, he's allowed to speak. But
let's say if we
Skip
lose
and
against
Sar going to cook Milan up. Dude, please. I do not think so. I would love to hear. See, Grumpy Grandpa is a rational guy. I like Grumpy Grandpa.
You know what? So I don't think Skip and Sar are completely out of their depth here.
Yeah, they are.
I don't listen.
No, AC Milan did lose 5-2 to Sassuolo.
You have to.
Yeah, but they just beat Torino 1-0
game
yesterday.
This calendar
It's
year.
Torino.
One match this whole calendar year. If you think Spurs are in shit form, you don't know. You haven't seen Milan. You haven't.
Yeah, well, in some of those games they lost pretty bad too, like 5-2.
Like they lost 5-2 at home. Sassuolo,
Yeah,
their
but
14th place team. Like,
But Mike, there's context. You're gonna play in the Champions League night at one of the most hostile stadiums with 2 youngsters.
Yeah, the pressure's on them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that their
And
form
on the
in the
Milan
Champions
fans.
League has been that great either, though.
No, I'm talking about like
If you ask me, though, Skip and Sar are playing with house money.
They finished with 10 points behind Chelsea in their group. So it's not like it was a quality group. They scored they had 10 points, so that means they won 3 and drew 1 out of 12 games. So and that's if that. It was probably more draws than that. I don't have an actual list of the games here, but let's look at their home record. So they only had 6 points at home in that Champions League group stage. And they had Dynamo, RB Salzburg, so they didn't have very good competition either.
I mean,
and they only got 6 points at home.
So Spurs have nothing to lose in this.
I think I'd still like to hear Grumpy Grandpa's abductive argument as to why Skip and Sar are going to cook Milan up. I don't think that that's necessarily 100% rational thing to say either.
So if you look at Milan, how they set up in what, a 4-2,
3-4-2-1
or
3-4-2-1.
Same as us, exactly.
3-4-2-1.
Yeah.
They don't play with 3 defenders.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Kalulu, Kajir, and Theo. Last 5 or 6 games they played in a 3-4.
No, but in general they play. No, but in general they play with 4-3-3.
Yeah, because I thought Theo Hernandez. The back line's Theo Hernandez, Tomori.
Because
so against Torino they played 3 at the back. Against Milan they played 3 at the back. Against
in general they don't play 3 at the back.
Lazio was 3
against Sassuolo they played 4 at the back. 4-2-3-1.
You just changed the formation to 4.
So against Lazio, it was 4 at the back too, 4-2-3-1.
Then
4-2-3-1. Maybe it's because of all the injuries that he's playing 3 at the back. I don't know, but they do have a bunch of injuries too.
Tomori's injured and
Giroud is injured too, though.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Giroud played last game.
Yeah, he went out injured in the 89th minute, though. I don't know how bad his injury was. If anybody's got any news on that, let me know.
Against Inter, they played 4-2-3-1.
And he even dropped his best player against Torino. Rafael Leao, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he played.
Okay, I know
he didn't
one of
get subbed the last game. Diaz got subbed. The other guy's injured, dude. Their other right winger's injured. That what's his name? All their top players are injured right now. Let's see who's injured right now. We've got for the game for Torino, the guys that were out were Lazaro, Zima. Oh, that's Torino. Sorry. Benacer, who's been really good for them this season. Benacer, he's out.
He's okay.
Benacer. Dest is out. Tomori's out. Florenzi is out. Magnan's out. The only person I'm really worried about right now, and if Giroud is out, then you got Origi, but Origi does like to score against Tottenham, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Again, that's anecdotal, but still, it's a fun anecdote.
For me, it's Hernandez.
So I genuinely am
Hernandez.
the right side of our defense because
Charles
Teo
de Ketelaere,
Hernandez-
that's it.
Teo Hernandez is going to cook Pedro Porro. He's absolutely going to cook Pedro Porro.
Mike, this is
Hernandez
the
is
only
a very,
I
very
don't
good
think he
player.
will. Apparently, he's not been playing well.
Teo Hernandez?
He played good. He hasn't. His last couple games, his form has been off, but he played well against Torino. But the
State
Sailor
plays well against
Makers,
Torino.
the young academy guy, the Sailor Makers, who's replacing Des right now, actually played better than Hernandez did. But yeah, that their right side actually wasn't that great. It's their left side that was good.
By the way, I just realized Zlatan can't play in Champions League. He's not eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's injured.
Not just
they've been
he's
signing him up
suspended.
then.
He's suspended until June 29, 2023. He can't play in Champions League.
Son also have their like
Des
main
is
goalkeeper
injured.
injured.
This
This is
is
a good
not
player.
good. No,
Plus,
he's
he's
not.
injured.
No, he's
Tomori
not.
is injured.
Yeah, he's
No, yeah.
Their main goalkeeper is injured. The second goalkeeper is kind of very bad.
Mike Magnan, yeah, he's injured.
Mike
Tetris,
Magnan, yeah, that's a big
Nunu.
loss.
Their back line too. I mean, you got Kalulu, Kajer, Thea.
It's not a bad defense. No, it's not.
Yeah, it does have 8
Definitely
dying in
beat
it.
the crap out of
So
our defense.
has to be good.
I mean, really though, like
So that
Yeah.
it's not that much better though.
I don't know, but we'll see. See, man.
I genuinely think Emerson starts this next match.
He has to start.
I think he
has to.
starts.
I don't know.
I
On the
would
right
think-
against
If we're
I
playing
don't think we're
4-4-2, you
I
play
don't think
both.
they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna have a mess of possession.
I don't think so too.
Yeah, so
Actually-
either way, even if they're not going to have possession, you want somebody who's defensively sound, which I don't think Porro is.
Actually,
Royal's
if
defensively sound. He's just not as good a defender as Royal is, because Royal's not really an attacking. He's definitely not a wing back. He's a fullback.
Right.
Right.
So if we're going to have Romero and Royal, at least you know the right side of the attack, of the right side of the defense against
But if you-
Leao and Hernandez.
But
It's
Mike,
going to
if
be
you-
relatively secure.
if you
But
think
if you're
about
gonna have Perisic playing in the midfield, then and Davies playing out wide, you're gonna need an attacking wing back.
Yeah,
not,
you
not
need to.
another.
and Hernandez gets cut off,
Well,
Unless you're playing 4 at the back, right? But
Yeah, you put Dan Juma off the left. Or Charleston.
Which is why
I
it's
wonder-
important to
I
do
he's
wonder
the
played
if
way
Dan
to go.
Juma as left back.
I wonder if he would
No,
try.
left wing.
No, he's played Dan Juma at left wing back twice.
Oh.
He played left. Didn't he play left wing back today? Didn't he come in
Yeah.
for Perisic?
He did.
No, you
Yeah.
changed the formation to a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
So Son and Kane were playing up top together.
Yeah, and Richie left.
Well, baby plays
Richie-
a 4-4-2, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Conte was doing. He was like, Stellini, who's watching the game, 78th minute, 80th minute rolls around. He's like, all right, Stellini, I got this now, boy. 4-4-2, let's go. Took over.
Conte got 0-0.
That's right.
Stellini lost
No,
4-1.
1-0. Conte lost
But if
1-0.
you have Dyer as a defensive midfielder, I don't think he's a bad option.
No, he is a bad option.
I don't
But
think he's a
then-
good option, but he's not a horrible option. He's better than I think having a Skip and Sarr in midfield. Like a Dyer Sarr midfield with a long lay, Davies, Romero back 3, Perisic, Porro,
Oh, I have an idea.
Kulusevski in front of Dyer and Sarr in a 3-5-2.
Why
There's some
not play-
things that you could do.
Why not
not
play
really.
Romero? Why not play Romero at defensive mid? Because he
No.
You could do that too, but you're really hurting yourself on the right
Yeah.
hand side.
Maybe
You really
Kulusevski
playing
can play
Dyer there.
Kulusevski can play alongside maybe Sar, and then you put Danjuma there at the right wing.
There's like no defensive cover in the midfield.
True also.
Yeah.
That's why I have to have like Skip or Dyer or Perisic in the middle.
I mean, that's what we've got. That's what we got going on. I mean, anything else? Any other topics we want to talk about today? Finances, any of that bullcrap, or just stick
Yeah,
with
the
football?
finance thing actually, bro. What's your research so far? Where has it gone until?
I haven't done nothing, dude.
There are 30 companies that you wanted to look up.
No, I mean, I
Yeah, I
looked up
wanna-
those companies. There's a lot of people outside or out there right now just making stuff up, right? Like, what's the thing we heard today? A lot of people got kicked out of WhatsApp groups today because some people are saying that the NFL money has been counted in this year's books, and the question I'm asking is where, what page number was that listed at? Because what I'm looking at is you look at match receipts from 2018, 2019, from when we were at Wembley, and it's only a 20 million pound difference. You look at match receipts from when we were at White Hart Lane, and it's almost exactly half, right? And the stadium receipts have actually doubled. So later, Mike. Then you got so where's the NFL money actually at?
I didn't see anything about NFL in there.
Yeah, so on page 22, it lists where the revenues come in. It comes from match receipts, right? So it definitely doesn't come from UEFA. It does not only come from commercial. It definitely doesn't come from TV. So if you're saying that the NFL money is included in match receipts, then why is there not a significant difference between what the revenue was previously and what it is now? You know? And for people who are making up stories, like adding information to the pile, why would you do that? You don't know that, right? Show me where that money is, right? And when the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium report comes out on the house, on what do they call it, Company's House, we'll be able to know, man. But just people need to stop making up stories, dude, asserting things, you know. Well, of course they did. No, of course they didn't. It says no subsidiaries were paid for many of, or no dividends were paid for many of the subsidiaries.
Well, I have a question for you. Why do you wear so much chains and bracelet, gold chains?
Why can't I? Am I not allowed?
You're in midlife crisis or what?
I'm wearing a black shirt. Should I not? What's wrong with my chains? I got a Cuban, 10K
It does have song on
Cuban,
that.
10K Cuban, and then this one is the I can't remember what this one's called. It's like the boat one. Here, you can see it better on this camera.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember what this one's called, but it's got like that. It's like that boat angle.
But your name is not 50 Cent. Gotta stop
This
it.
costs more than 50 cents, my friend.
50 steak.
And then these are just my bracelets. I wear these every day. What do you mean? I change. You don't change? You don't wear chains, Dietrich?
I don't wear chains, honestly. I don't.
I have gold chains and I have
I can't wear
sterling
I can't
silver
wear,
chains. That's it.
I can't wear gold.
Why?
I can't.
Because of
Is it haram?
it's haram on men in Islam.
Yeah. So
Can you wear silver?
Yeah, but I don't like chains in general.
But you can wear bronze as well, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, Will, like with his hat, it looks good. But me, I will look like a nerd.
Dude, I used to not look good in flat caps. You just got to embrace it. You just got to go with it and be confident with it. And then you look good.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It makes sense when you're bald.
See, here, I'm gonna teach Selford the trick. Chains and gold make you get robbed. That's true. That's why you have gold ones, and that's why you have gold-plated sterling silver ones that look exactly the same. And when you're going places, right? If I'm going to London, I'm not gonna wear the 14K chain. I'm gonna wear the 14K covered stainless steel or sterling silver chain, right? That's the trick, right? One costs $65. The other one costs, $1,000, right? So That's the trick. You just got to wear the right chain in the right place, right? So like I have I have a dog tag chain. It's like a rope chain and a dog tag,
So
and it's
60
14
of
karat,
it.
and it's like $1,000. It's like over $1,000 for that chain. When I went to Mexico, do you think I took that chain, or do you think I took the gold-plated sterling silver chains?
Imagine looking at a 6'7" giant with chains and bracelets walking down London.
Yeah, that
Rap. Why does wearing chains associate with rap? I see a lot of Indian guys wearing chains and they don't rap.
I wear chains as well, but I don't wear as many as Will do.
No,
I'm
you
wearing
were.
two.
Look at your neck.
I'm wearing two.
Yeah.
It's two chains.
I look at your bracelet. You have like 3 or 2.
No, there's 4 bracelets here. Okay.
Yeah.
2 of them are sterling silver. They're not expensive. They're like $30, right? And then 2 of them are gold. I have a wife and 3 kids. That's why I wear 4 chains. Right? For me, that's a thing. Right? It's like on my ring, I have a golden. My grandpa had a golden nugget ring. I'm not wearing any rings today. But I just don't take these off. They're just on all the time.
It's symbolic.
You always see it, yeah. So.
But all the bracelets like all same, or is there a difference between all the bracelets?
They're different. So I don't have my close-up cam set up for the other thing, but I can get it too. So you have these are Byzantine chains. They're a little bit bigger. So there's a Byzantine in silver and a Byzantine in gold, and then you have a rope chain in gold. I think it's like 3 mils in gold and silver.
Does each and every one of that represent like which one represent your wife and which one represent your kids? Do you have that sort of thing as well?
Sorry?
Yeah, so the gold is the gold Byzantine chain is for my wife. The sterling silver Byzantine chain is for my firstborn. The silver rope chain is secondborn, and the gold rope chain is my thirdborn.
Nice.
It has to do with their personalities.
It has to do with their personalities, is it?
Yeah, not so much the value of it. But. And then also too, I started. I don't know if I told you guys, but I started buying things to leave to my kids. So that's why I started buying chains and watches and.
As a legacy, I suppose.
Well, because the government takes tax on cash, they don't take tax on items.
That's smart.
So, like if I leave a gold ring to my kid, there's no like estate tax, right? But if I have, $50,000 in cash in the bank, right, then they would have to pay.
I'm gonna snitch to the government.
They have, they do take taxes on properties, right? But yeah, like, so if it's the same thing, like I have watches, I have a watch. I don't have any super expensive watches, but I have a watch that's like $1,000, and then I have a copy of that's like $100, right? And if I were to go to London, I would wear the copy, because then if somebody mugs me or tries to chop my wrist off, I can just say, "Here, take the watch," right? And then they got it.
First of all, no one would look at you and come close to rob you.
No, in London it's bad, dude.
No, there's more chance if it's Elias.
Yeah, probably because he's smaller than me, but
okay.
But I could get. Look, if we go bling it. Yeah, I have more 925 jewelry than I have gold jewelry. Only like gold chains. I only have this Cuban's gold. The boat one. I can't remember what it's not. It's not gold. It's actually sterling silver. This Cuban is gold. It's the only gold Cuban I have. This one is sterling silver, even though it's gold colored, right? It's 18 karat gold plated sterling silver, 925.
Yep.
So, and then I have 2 rope chains that are gold, and then 2 pendants that are gold. I have a lot of sterling silver, Julie.
Will, you're 6'5". Are you 6'5"?
Yeah, I'm 6'5".
Okay.
6'5", 210 pounds right now.
Oh, okay.
207.
You're so skinny.
Dude, still can't see my abs though yet, bro.
Oh, you have abs?
I mean, I have them, yes. You can't see them.
Of course, everybody has abs.
Can't see them. Maybe the upper first row, maybe. See now? And then like my serratus. You see my serratus, but you can't see my bottom 2 abs.
Yeah. Guns
So
don't
I'm
care
still-
about heights, to be fair.
Still
Oh, yeah,
20.
it's fair.
I'm still 20% body fat or whatever.
Guns don't care about heights, to be fair.
Yeah, but we're talking London, right? It's not. I mean, it is Tottenham. Somebody did get shot down there not too long ago, but the chances of me getting shot in London are far less than me getting shot here in Atlanta. So, but at least here in Atlanta, I can carry a gun to defend myself, right? So,
Yeah, man.
I'm a short basketball player, dude. 6'5" is not tall.
Oh, you used to play basketball, is it?
Yeah, I used to play basketball. My dad's from North London. I lived in Nottingham, but moved to Mexico very young. Then San Diego, North London, and Nottingham very hard. Mexico too. San Diego very nice. I think it just goes. When I was in Mexico, I wasn't scared. Like I'm not scared anywhere I go. If you really want me to be honest, am I fearful for other people that I'm with? Like when I'm walking through with my wife. Yeah. Like I'm ex-military too, right? So. And I'm a bit of a prepper. So when I go places with my wife, like when we were in Cancun, I don't just walk down the street with my wife and chat. Like I'm scanning, I'm watching people, right? Are they looking? They're doing here. I'm checking my shoulders, right? Situational awareness. You just can't get away from it, dude, when you get in that.
Yeah.
So you can call me paranoid or whatever, but when you get in the military, that's just what happens. That's just kind of what you do.
But I mean, if you ever go to a country like Pakistan, then you'll be scared.
I'm from Pakistan, by the way.
I'm from Pakistan as well.
Which
actually,
part?
I was
Which
wondering-
part? Curiously, which part? I'm just curious.
I'm actually from Faisalabad.
Oh wow, really close from Lahore, but yeah, Chennai also. I lived there a little bit.
Yeah, so
I
if
don't
you
think
go-
Pakistan would be that scary.
Oh man.
Honestly, I lived, like, at least my experience. So I like Baltimore a lot. I spent quite a few years there, like 3-4. But sometimes in some parts of USA,
Baltimore's probably scarier than Pakistan.
exactly, I felt really, because I was living in West Baltimore. That's really bad.
Baltimore's bad, dude.
Yeah. So there I was more scared. I mean, I don't think you're scared for your life in Pakistan. I don't think people randomly kill you in the street. But the problem here and sometimes in USA in bad areas is that you
Like I
can
might get
be
kidnapped and like put a bag over my head or something in Pakistan, but
yeah, you're not gonna caught between crossfire. Here you can get caught if you live in a bad neighborhood. There might be some shooting going on and you can get just caught in between like a random.
so
Yeah,
all these gang fights and all that.
like here in Atlanta, like driving around, like let me ask you a question. If you're driving in a car in Pakistan, do you have to be worried about a car pulling in front of you, behind you, and taking your car from you every day?
Yes.
Sometimes, but it's not. I won't say it's like
A
the
lot of
biggest thing ever.
carjackings. Because in Atlanta, the
Actually, it
carjacking
happened
happen
to my
all
dad.
the time, dude.
It happened to my dad once. So
Oh,
Like
I
I'm not
see.
even joking. There's memes, right? So when you go park your car downtown, you carry like a bottle of broken glass, roll your window down, and sprinkle the broken glass in the passenger seat and outside of the car, and leave the window down, and people won't touch your car because they think it's already been robbed. Like, that's how you park in Atlanta. Roll your window down. There's literally memes, TikTok memes about it. Roll your window down when you go park someplace. Roll your window down, and then sprinkle broken glass inside your car and outside, around the outside of your car, and your car won't get messed with.
That's why you buy
But
German-made cars.
if you leave your windows rolled up, you're gonna bust into. Like I live 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, and every neighborhood here is gated.
Sounds like Eric Dyer's defending. Blames everyone else.
Dummy defending.
But
Yeah, I mean, it used to be pretty scary. I mean, especially, I don't know about you get used to it. But the thing about there is that let's say if you are in if let's say you're in one of the cities like where there are not many foreigners, then people pay a specific attention on you. Like you're from America, you're from China, they would definitely want to rob you because you hardly see foreigners in certain cities. Like Lahore, I think you hardly see a foreigner there just walking around, or maybe the
yeah,
capital.
but how do they rob you? Just pickpocket you or like shoot
They'll
you?
stop you until you're maybe a hotel. They have got a lot of means, especially like some people, they will actually bribe the hotel staff and something to actually get you.
Yeah, but that happens anyway. That's why you use the safe in the hotel. Like if you don't use the safe in the hotel overseas, you're silly.
Yeah. So no, the other thing that they do is like let's say when you are in the hotel as well, they'll actually try to do that because the hotels they are not very safe. A lot of dodgy stuff.
That's why I
happens.
only stay at American branded hotels.
I have a different experience about Pakistan. I have to say. I mean, people can have different experiences. I lived in Lahore for a lot of my life. That's where I went to my school and stuff. I think it's one of the best cities from where I have been ever. The people are super friendly. It's the food is the best. They have 2 food streets. The street food is like really great. I think it's a really good city. I'm not trying to defend
in
the
terms of
country here.
people, it's
I'm sure
great.
people are like that, but I'm sure you have like even like when we went to Playa del Carmen, right? There were a lot of super nice people. Like the hotel staff were super nice. You know, a lot of the street vendors were really great. But then you know you get some face tattooed guy asking if you want to buy cocaine, and then when you tell him no, he grabs you by the arm.
No, I think Lahore is super friendly. No, it's super friendly city.
I think it depends
could
on
be.
which area as well. Like Lahore is very big now.
I know, but like if you live in the city, I mean, yeah, there's parts of Lahore probably not safe, but I can guarantee you're not gonna get killed in that city, even if you're walking. Maybe they might like take money from you, but you're not gonna
like
get shot,
pickpocket or something like that. That's not that big.
Yeah,
of a
they
deal.
can stop you at a gunpoint, take money from you, but they're not gonna shoot you, man. You can get shot here in USA.
Yeah, I mean, why would people shoot you when you have nothing? So mainly is that they will actually
It's a big deal.
try to rob you.
Yeah, but here they'll shoot you just to shoot you, right? So,
They shoot you, bro. Have you lived in USA? My question would be that. Have you lived here for like a few?
Oh, I didn't know. That's scary now.
not
USA
everywhere
is-
they don't. It's not like I walk around, but wearing a bulletproof vest all the time. But if you go to the right places, especially Baltimore is a good place to get shot. It just depends on the day, right? A lot of the times, the gang violence and stuff like that, they won't. The gang members tend to not be the ones you got to worry about, right? Gang members tend to fight other gang members. They tend to just leave normal people alone, right? Unless you look like a gang member. Like, say if I went down there, like, gang membered out, face tattoos, and I'm wearing the wrong color or something, then they would probably try to shoot me because I'm, there's somebody on their turf that's not supposed to be there. But if I just went like as a normal person, they may come up and want to, take a chain or take my shoes, but it's my fault for wearing that in that neighborhood in the first place. Right? But it's the drug addicts. They'll kill you just to kill you because it's for them. They don't. Why mess around with asking you for your money when they could just shoot you and take what you have, right? Like they don't. Bullets are cheaper than wasting the time to do it, right? So it's the crackheads and the coke, and the meth heads and stuff like that that scare me. And it's not just inner cities, by the way. You can get into some country parts of the town and like say Arkansas and stuff like that. And it's just as scary, dude. If a guy's got more than 3 toilets in his front yard, don't go knocking on his door, man.
Is Baltimore more dangerous than Miami?
Oh, I lived in Miami too. I did my actual residency there. Miami is not bad. I really like Miami.
Yeah, Miami's. I walked around downtown late at night all the time, and I've never had a problem. Cities that scare me after dark in the United States. LA, parts of LA. Some parts of LA are fine. You go to Koreatown, it's okay. If you go outside of Koreatown, go 2-3 blocks, it's not okay. Manhattan, you can walk around wearing whatever you want till whenever you want, and you'll be fine. Baltimore, if you're down by the harbor, like in the tourist section area, you should be fine. It's all about where you're at, right? If you're in like North DC, north of the capital, right, you're fine. If you're South DC, you could be driving down the road at 30 miles an hour and somebody will shoot your windows out, right? Like it's just a matter of where you're at and what time.
Yeah, man.
Right, so
Maybe people said New York was dangerous at night, but when I was
depends
there,
on where you're in New York, right?
I was
So
in
Manhattan, yeah, Manhattan's not dangerous.
No, I was in the close to Brooklyn.
Depends on where you're at in Brooklyn. If you're in the projects of Brooklyn, yeah, it can be dangerous. But if you're in the main kind of Brooklyn, to be honest, has been gentrified quite a bit. Brooklyn is not near as dangerous as it used to be in the 80s and 90s, right? So.
By the way, Dietrich, how is Ottawa like actually? Is it scary at night?
There's more chance of hearing the plane than hear guns. You don't hear shit. There's nothing, like nothing. Unless if you live,
you have more of a chance of a Mountie playing with your balls than you do getting shot in
100%.
Canada. So.
But if you live in,
So I don't know which one you think's worse. For me, I'd rather get shot than have a Mountie try to play with my balls. But
if you live in that street called Vanier, it's called Vanier. There's a chance they might rob you, but like a small chance.
So
But
overall,
otherwise
it's considered a safe city in a way.
100% safe. Like nothing happens.
Okay.
But people, I'm not even joking. Once I left my garage open, and nothing was taken.
are there 24 hours in a day?
Well, sorry, I didn't get the joke.
No, it means like.
It's an obvious question. Of course.
It's sarcasm. It's sarcasm.
So you do have a gun, actually.
Yeah, so many
I
guns.
have multiple guns.
Wait, do you have a gun in your studio? Like a safety one? Of course he has one.
So you do.
Oh.
Peak content.
Yeah, I got guns in my studio.
You have like real guns in your studio? No, I suppose.
Somewhere I do. Where they're
Somewhere.
locked up in one of my range bag's in here somewhere. But yeah.
Guns. Yeah, actually, like even for me back in Pakistan, I think the experience was that like when you're going around, there's a lot of dodgy thing happen, like people who try to rape you and all that is very common. I don't know.
Elias, I have a funny story about Ottawa. Once I left my car open, one neighbor came to my house, knocked at night, and said, "Your car is open. Don't forget to lock your car."
Yeah, I mean, you can have look, dude. Like even here in my neighborhood, right? There's times when I forget to lock the door and nothing happens. I don't do it on purpose, right? If I live in a gated community in a suburb, like I live But would I do that if I lived in downtown Atlanta? No, I'd get robbed, and like you may not get robbed every day, but you could have 5 locks on the door and get robbed if you lived in an apartment in Atlanta. Right.
Have you guys ever been robbed?
No, I've never.
Actually, robbed.
Well, I've had my car broken into once. So here's a funny story. Now, I didn't even live in a big city. Okay? I was living in Lynchburg, Virginia, and we lived in a townhouse there. And my neighbor, I guess, got in a fight at a TGI Fridays. Some guys followed him back, and as he was getting out of his car in the parking lot, they shot him like 6 times. Didn't kill him. He got back in his car, drove off, went to some like other neighbors. Then they took off after him and started following him. But I'm awake, and this guy lives 3 houses down from me. So this is happening in the parking lot outside of my house, right? So, and my wife was at the gym, and it was about the time that she would normally come home. So, you know, I called her up. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV, and it was just pop, 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 pop. So first thing I did, dude, was just go to the safe and boom, pick it out. I was ready to go. So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting by the front door, and I'm like waiting, right? I'm looking at the window. I get my phone. I call my wife. I'm like, don't come home, right? I called 911, called the sheriff. The sheriff came, all that good stuff. And then about 2 weeks later, somebody broke into my truck and stole a pistol out of my truck.
Stole a pistol out of your truck?
Yeah. I had a pistol in my center console. It was locked too. It was in a case as well. And,
Me,
pistol.
me, I left
My
my
truck pistol.
Me, I left my car in the garage, no, like outside garage. And do you remember, like old school, we had like the TVs for kids, for the kids behind, like in the car, and the guy just broke the window and took my TVs.
Oh, dear.
I called my wife, told her not to come home because, you know, if she would have come by while there were guys out there shooting, you know,
You can do
I
like
would've been like,
you can,
take them down.
you can do like Rambo, put like black stuff over under your eyes, remove your shirt, have your
Come on,
knife.
I've got 5 bulletproof vests, dude. I told you guys I'm a prepper, right? I have 5 bulletproof vests, different levels, level 4 all the way down to like level 2.
Yeah, but do you have Fraser Forster's gloves whenever you're playing golf?
Do I wear Fraser Foster's gloves when I play golf? No.
Playing golf.
I do play golf, but no, I don't wear Fraser Foster's gloves when I play golf.
Who's this guy now? Michael Bilicki. What? I came from Brian Hill today.
Yeah, I guess he scored in Spain or something like that.
Yeah, he scored, I think, a goal.
Which team he plays for now? I don't even recall.
Wow, he scored a
Valencia.
goal finally.
Finally, he got a goal.
First time.
Oh, he got
But
Seville versus Mallorca. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly.
Mallorca, I think.
now I gotta find all my bullets.
Bulletproof vest.
But no, you gotta have like, cause if things, it's the United States, man. Like it is what it is. You know, guns don't kill people. People kill people. So.
Yep.
And I tell you what, I would rather get shot and die than stabbed to death and die like you can in the UK right now, especially in London. Far more painful death to get stabbed to death than it is to get shot to death. I mean, if you're gonna die, wouldn't you rather like not feel nothing?
If I'm not mistaken, it's easier to cure a gunshot than a stab.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, I mean, no. Come
Well,
on.
probably it's
depends
less
on-
bleeding.
It depends on the
Where?
caliber.
I'm a
and it
doctor
depends-
here. I'm a neurologist. So I worked in ED. I actually worked in shock trauma in Baltimore. So gunshot wound, what is the most committed method of suicide? Gunshot. Gunshot is more lethal.
Yeah, but what, he's talking about like to your torso. Most suicide shots
Yeah,
to the
your
head,
torso.
right? So,
I mean, gunshot is always more lethal. Stab, it's a sharp.
It's cleaner. So people think bullets tear. So when a bullet hits flesh, it tumbles inside of them. So bullets are actually designed to rip apart, tear apart. Like so they take a 5.56 round, right? For example, that's what the military uses. That's how I know. So we have to. I'm not a doctor, but we have to do field trauma, right? So we learn about all this stuff, ballistics and all that stuff. So when a bullet hits the body, soft tissue, it actually expands, it mushrooms out on purpose, and it leaves a cavity inside there. It's basically because of the pressure. So the bullet's traveling so fast that it basically just rips the flesh apart, and you have a wound channel that's there. Now, the holes for most guns are a lot smaller than you think, right? They can be, little tiny little holes. That's the entrance wound. And you have an exit wound that's a lot larger, right? So you have the energy that's moving through the body. It's meant to rip tissue. 5.56 round is small on purpose because it's supposed to bounce around when it hits your bones. It's supposed to bounce around inside of you like a pinball machine. That can cause a lot of damage, right? But if you're talking like, that's why, like, if you see pictures of people that get shot in the arm and their biceps like blown to pieces, it's just the energy that's doing that. It's not the bullet itself, right? So a stab knife, like if I just cut into my arm, right, that's going to be far worse, far easier to heal than half my bicep getting blown off by a 5.56 round.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
But if it's say a torso shot, say it's like right here on the side of my love handle or something, a bullet wound is going to be smaller than if somebody raked a knife across my entire gut, right? So
no, but on the left, on the right side is your liver. You injure your liver, you're not going to survive. On your left side is going to be your spleen. Liver and spleen are big sources of blood. You're dead if you hit your spleen. You never survive a ruptured liver. You're not going to survive a ruptured spleen. In the middle is
if it hits your organs,
Because
but even bulletproof vests don't cover your stomach. I don't know if people know that or not. Bulletproof vests don't cover your stomach. They don't.
Yep.
They cover from the bottom of your rib cage up. So
Is there anything like a bulletproof shirt so that it covers your stomach as well?
No, because getting gut shot, you can die, but you can save a person's life easier. But if you get hit in the spine, or heart, lungs, you're dead a lot faster than a gut shot.
Oh dear, Philly, where are you from in UK? People get shot in front of their family when just opening the front door.
Yeah, there's some people got shot in Tottenham not too long in midday, in the middle of the street. Some kind of gang fight. But
I mean, the area where I used to live, there was a terrorist just found just 2 houses behind my house, and he had a lot of ammunition and a lot of bombs and all that kind of stuff. And he was basically aiming to bomb blast a school which was very near my house, like just in front of my house. That was scary.
Yeah, it just depends on the knife and the type of wound, the size of the knife. If I have some 8-inch fixed blade knives. If I stab somebody with that and then raked, right, like stabbed and raked, that's going to do a lot more damage than one bullet, right? It just depends. It's a situational, right? But but if you get like a 3 or 4-inch pocket knife, the chances of you hitting anything, super important is going to be pretty slim, especially with the size of people nowadays. But
yeah, but I think Eric Dyer's head would have probably blocked it anyway.
Maguire's head probably.
I heard in London there's people trying to chop people's wrists off from the next car over to steal watches and stuff. So trying to chop people's hands off with hatchets.
Actually, there was a time when we were, myself growing up
stealing
in Pakistan,
Rolexes.
We used to hear that Western countries are very safe, like US, UK, they are very safe countries. But now, nowhere in the world you're safe.
don't know, man. Korea's pretty damn safe, dude. You can walk. You'll never get shot there. You could walk down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself down a black alley, and nobody will mess with you. So.
Well, in Canada is, I'm sure, pretty safe too. Everybody says that.
But America here, dude. I've never been mugged in the U.S. No one's ever pulled a gun on me. Could it have to do with my size? Possibly. Right. But nobody's ever. It's not like the Wild Wild West, right? So.
That's true. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just like dangerous areas. You got to be careful. That's all.
Yeah, you just got to be. That's the thing in America, though. You learn, right? You learn where to go and where not to go at certain times of the day, right? Like if I'm not gonna go to Lenox Mall at 10 p.m. in Atlanta, right? Like you don't go there, right? People get shot there in daylight inside the mall. So it's just a matter of where you're going and where you've been, where you need to be, right? But
there's a mall here in Malaysia. Like sometimes people go in there, there's CCTV outside and everything, but you still don't know where they went. They just disappear, seriously. And I basically got robbed there, but I mean, luckily I didn't disappear. That was last year, and that was kind of traumatic, seriously. After that, I've never stepped into a place, and it was not even that late at night. It was like 7 p.m. or something. But since then, I've been very careful. Before that, I used to think that like KL is safe and all that, but no, it's bad.
Dude, there you go, man. You've been mugged. I've never been mugged, dude. The only time in my life somebody pulled a knife on me when I was 13, and it was another kid, and it was like, a 3-inch pocket knife. He did try to stab me in the face, though. That's right, Johnny. If you're watching, Johnny, I remember.
Why did he do that?
We were playing football. Not English football, but American football, and in the yard, and I tackled him, and he got mad, and so I tackled him, and he kind of like flung me over, and he sat on my chest, pulled a pocket knife out of his pocket, and tried to stab me straight in the face, down like this, and I slipped it, and he stuck it in the ground next to my face, and then my buddy came up and punted him right in the face, like just came running and just kicked him, boom, straight in the head. Got him off me. Yeah,
were you scared after that of that guy for a while or something?
No, I just beat the crap out of him after that.
And Mark Swift, are you Bob Spur?
No, I don't get scared in fights. There's a switch for me, and when that switch flips, I don't fear anything. I've jumped out of moving vehicles to fight before.
Because I am someone I can be pretty scared of from that particular experience for like a while. It takes me a while to get out.
No, I don't get scared, unfortunately. I get scared before that, but it's usually I don't ever get scared for myself. I can't remember a time when I've ever been scared for me. I'm trying to think.
Like, do you get like nightmares or waking up suddenly?
No, I mean like that. I'm afraid somebody's gonna harm me, right? I'm more usually afraid that somebody's gonna harm somebody I'm with, right? I'm a big dude. People don't mess with me a lot, so I don't have like even at clubs. Oh, I did have one. When I was in the military, I used to bounce at a bar, and somebody did try to stab me once there. They actually stabbed my friend and then tried to stab me. But because there's 2 guys got in a fight over some girl. We went up and grabbed one. The guy pulled a knife, stuck my friend, and I grabbed him by his face and smashed his head into the bar. That was fun. But I'm a big guy, dude. People don't mess with me too much. So when you're 6'5", 210 pounds, and at the time I was, a lot more muscular than I even am now.
That's back in your military days, right? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like some Billy Badass or anything like that, but I'm just big. People don't tend to like. I haven't had a lot of people try to do that. But
Why are people pretending that they can't speak proper English? Is this something we are doing now? Yeah, we are talking about different parts of the world and how safe they are. Perhaps
no, I think he's
why.
talking about Salford mods, right? They're like, still saying, when I am young, I have kids. I hope not many. Same. I say Wong. I not want kids to see saying what we did, like that type of thing. But like,
Oh, okay. Is he
anyway,
pretending?
guys, any other comments? I think we're gonna call it a night.
Enoch out, Staken.
Appreciate you guys coming on the show. I'm gonna show people's names here while we do our little outros.
James will Prowse the fraud.
So we got Dietrich Kane's on mute. Shaquille just jumped off there too.
Sorry,
Dietrich's there.
I'm watching the fight. Sorry.
You're watching the fight. Who's winning?
No, it's second round UFC.
Yeah, it's too boring. Remember the good old days with Mike Tyson?
Oh yeah, that was good.
Ah, that guy was amazing, dude. Like because I only got into boxing because of Rocky, right? The Rocky movies.
Oh, okay.
And then, but real life boxing was never like the movies, right? It's not as entertaining. But Mike Tyson's fights were, dude. They were like, one round, 2 rounds, and it was just everything was, he was boom, he's dodging, jazzing, pow, right, just knocking people out. It was good. I don't think I ever watched a boring Tyson fight in my life. Even the 10 rounders were good.
Even when he moved the ear of the guy, that was entertaining.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched a boring Mike Tyson fight. He was a lot like Muhammad Ali. That, like, he may not be the greatest fighter that ever lived, Mike Tyson, but man, he knew how to make put on a show along with the fight. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a lot of boxing matches now are kind of dancing and jabbing each other for 35 minutes, right? Until somebody gets tired, and then there's like 10 minutes of flurry, and then it's done. No, Mike Tyson didn't fight like that. So for me, that's why he's the greatest of all time. But it is what it is. But Dietrich Kane, where are we going to find you at? Where will you be next?
Twitter, and you can see my ad. And I'll be in like your shows and tell them away.
At Dietrich Kane, go follow him on Twitter. Monday night pod, I think, is the next show on Tottenham Away. This show will be back Tuesday. I'll be dressed up. You think I'm blinged out now, Dietrich? Wait till then, because I'm gonna be dressed up for Valentine's Day. Promise Gogama I dress up. So we'll see. We'll get all fancy. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a sweater or a suit yet, but we'll figure it out. Elias, tell people where they can find you at. You've got a channel now. Go ahead and give that a plug.
Yep.
And then also Twitter.
Yeah, certainly you can find me at Step Up Spurs all across Instagram and Twitter. You can the same name. Just type that Step Up Spurs. So I'll be uploading a video tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. GMT plus 8. Around that time, yeah. It's on AC Milan review with your very own Will Stewart. So do go and check it out and hit the like and subscribe button as well. I'm at 75 now, so I'm aiming for 100 soon. I hope I can get 100. It's just a bit tough. That 70 mark is just not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you guys can, just help me hit the like and subscribe button there. And then I think I'll be doing a show tonight just for a short while, just to review this whole nonsense that happened at the Leicester game, because I tend to notice that when we lose, more people come on the streams.
Well, there you go. Everybody go check out. No, you won't see me in a tux. I don't wear tuxedos. I don't own a tuxedo. I'd have to rent one, and I ain't doing that. I do own suits, though. I have a couple suits. But also, too, I forgot. There's this, Adam Cahill. I don't know if people know him. Adam William Cahill is on. You see him on We Are Tottenham TV, Irish Hotspur, Sean's channels. He's done a movie recently. It's like a zombie movie, like a dark comedy about zombies, Irish zombies. So it's not like a scary. It's kind of a dark comedy. And that, if you go to the community section of my YouTube channel, WillStewart365, all the information is there for that. There's a link for that. If you are in the United States, if you wouldn't mind, if you do watch it, if you decide to watch it, he'll greatly appreciate it. If he gets, I think he's at like level 1. If he gets a certain number of views and reviews, he can move to level 2, which will really explode the distribution across the world. But he really needs people from the UK and the US. So if you're not in those regions, don't worry about it. You can watch it if you want, but if you're in the US or the UK, go to the community section of my channel and give that link a click if you don't mind. And then we've got Shaquille. Tell people about yourself, where they can find you, where you'll be.
I don't really have a social media presence really, but thank you for letting me in. Just follow all the Spurs channels. Definitely think that's the best channel. You guys are doing the great work. Keep up the good work, Will. It's really important to keep the stats. I think it's very important. Brighton is the case in point. The recruitment is great. And then I think all the message that Tottenham away, Tottenham on tour, and Will you of leaning out is a great message. We need to keep spreading that message. We just cannot accept this mediocrity from our ownership.
No, 100% we do. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're always welcome on this show, especially since you're here in the US of A. And then any other show too, I'm sure, the call-in shows and all that other stuff. If you want to be a part of the Friday show, if you're here, because that's kind of for overseas guys, let me know. I'll get still hooked up to that if you want to be
that would be awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, a regular guest for that too. So thanks for coming on. Mr. Steak, what do you know? Where are you going to be? What are you going to do? What do you want people to say?
Steak, and that's it.
What kind of steak do you prefer? Steak?
Medium rare.
Not like what kind? Like a fillet?
Ribeye.
A ribeye.
Yeah.
Doesn't get all the bone get in the way. But I had a skirt steak today. I like a skirt steak because it's not very cheap and it's pretty marbled. Or it's not very expensive and it's pretty marbled. You can get a good chunk of skirt steak. And I don't like bones. So, but what I like to do is I like to cut mine. I like to barbecue it Korean style, like Korean barbecue. So thin slices, little bite-sized pieces. And then what I've been doing recently is I take like a salad. It's got like spinach and red lettuce and good greens, maybe even a little bit of kale. I don't know what's in there. It's like this mixture, and I will cut the steak up into little Chinese squares and put it on top of the salad. So kind of like you would do like a chicken, like a chicken salad with steak.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Want me to send you the picture? Want me to put the picture on right now? I'll show you because
Is it Korean style steak? Is it?
No, it's not. It's just my own invention, really. I'm sure somebody else has done it before, but let's see. I won't have to share screen. I'm sure it can be on my phone here.
Mark just says skirt steak. You hear a skirt when eating it.
Skirt.
That looks good.
Yeah. It's just steak and salad. Come on.
What sauce you use for marination?
Balsamic vinaigrette. Balsamic vinaigrette. So there you go. You see the little pieces there, and it's just on top of them all the leafy greens. And and then I use chopsticks, right, to eat it because I eat everything with chopsticks. And then I'll grab a piece of the meat with the lettuce and then eat it. So it's kind of like a mix. It's my own fusion. And I use salt, pepper, and garlic powder before I grill it. And I grill it on some olive oil in a cast iron skillet, and then cut it up, medium rare, on top of the salad. A little balsamic vinaigrette, put on top. Don't need a lot though. But it's good, man. It was good.
Hmm.
I think it was like a pound. I have to look at it. I think it was like I want to say it was like 18 ounces. 18-ounce skirt steak. Is that enough steak for you? 18 ounces? Is that enough steak for you, steak?
There's never enough.
That's a big freaking steak, dude.
Yeah.
Like a normal steak's like what, 8 ounces? The big one's 10. That's 18, dog. It's like 2 steaks. Steak?
Yeah, but it's not free though, is it?
No, man. Each one, the skirt steak you can get like, I think it's like over a pound.
No.
For
No, it's just like the number 3. It's not like 3 steaks.
what is it
It's
called?
only
What did it
2.
cost me? I think it's $14, $15
Hmm.
for like 18 ounces.
Not
It's like
bad.
1.2 pounds or 1.1 pound or something like that. All right, 16 ounces in a pound. For people that don't do weird American measurements. It was good though, man. It's good. Good. Organic balsamic vinaigrette, you know. Yeah, I don't like a lot of fat though, dude. I like lean. I like some marbling, right? But I don't like big, giant, white chunks of fat on the outside. So if I were to get a ribeye, dude, I'd trim that bitch up real lean and then cook it and throw the fat away. It's just the way I roll, dude. I don't dig the fat. I don't dig it. But guys, that's it for us tonight. Huh?
Mark Swift, he probably's got like tattoos of Hurricane on his leg.
I guess, but guys, that's it. All we got for tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday here. Check it out Monday at Tottenham away show, all that good stuff. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a super chat or super thanks after the words if you don't mind doing so. We'll see you guys Tuesday. Stay strong, stay Spurs.
Stay
We will see you next time.
When-